Shocker, still being dumb with this, even though it worked for a minute. Lovely. Okay, there we go. Sweet. Okay, there we go. Now we can kind of get chilling. Blah. Oh, Chazzy, you locked yourself out accidentally. Hold on. Let's just back over both. Suh, dude. Suh, bro. Suh. Is that just the vibe right now? Just suh. To smoke the wasp spray? What the fuck? Dude, the gaslighting is so retarded. No fucking way. Yeah, it's totally, bro. Totally, 100%. Yeah, because I'm definitely Tally over here. Wanna get high? You realize Tally's with the president right now being used as a cum dump and a, like, cum rack, bro. Like, Tally ain't got... In fact, I wouldn't besmirch him for wanting to get high off of wasp spray at this rate. He's been through some shit, okay, man? He was smirching, you know, what we do with him. Because there's only one motherfucker out here in the world that's doing that shit actively on basis, and it's Tally, okay? Literally the only one. It's shower curtains, a giant picture of Tally. Nice. That's actually pretty cool as fuck. Not even lying. There it is. Well, that's been treating you chill. Yeah, it's pretty chill. Should back. It's the end of the world as we know it. Now I feel fine. Oh, I bet that air guy didn't feel fine though. Literally, your ad is like a ligma of the N word. Like, you think I'm gonna keep you in here? Totally, bro. Definitely gonna make sure you stick around for a while to hear the enlightened things that you'll have to say, bro. Also, what the fuck is even wasp spray? You mean like insecticide? Like, goodness gracious. Actually call for what the fuck it is. Oh, here, also. Sure, we're in that bad boy out there. Oh, yeah, the button's a little off. There we go. Sweet. I'm not gonna lie, for 11 people, we're kind of a little quiet for a little more. Usually it's a little bit more active when we start these bad boys. What, the troll's scared I'm gonna call them or something? Cull in the head. Hey, you know. Beetle Goof. That sounds like old boy back, I think. Yep, it does. It does. Not something. I can't be too surprised, unfortunately. There's that. Ugh. Plop.
Well, you're back on the vodka, which is the worst. Him on vodka's really bad.
Yeah.
Him drinking beer, a little better.
It's. I mean, anything at all periods now.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Anyways, I did the DoorDash stuff. I got that through, so I can DoorDash now. It's under Michael's identity. DoorDash.
Yeah. I mean,
I got that worked out. I just have to link it to my bank account.
there you go.
There we go.
I guess.
And I'm in the process of waiting for Uber Eats to approve all the shit. So I'll be able to do Grubhub, Uber Eats, and DoorDash when I'm on my days off and I want to make some extra money, or if I get off early and I didn't make a lot of money that night,
Yeah.
I could do that for another hour or two to
Right.
kind of supplement.
All right, supplement a little extra.
Yeah.
I learned a new word, planet. A planet that orbits a black hole rather than a star. That's pretty fun, cool. I mean, I'm sure, the ability and, the qualifications for life to be on that planet are probably 0 to none at all, but imagine being on that fucking planet. That'd be cool. You just see, like, the light of the event horizon, of that black hole. Just, that's all you see. Just a crazy, like, weird light shit. That'd be cool. What about a planet that orbits? You mean a moon? And there's only one thing that would be orbiting Uranus, and that'll be your ass there, Hyperion. Hyperion's ass is Uranus's moons. There's actually a funny cheek metal song by Nanowar of Steel and Steel Panther. They like collabed. They collabed to make a song called Uranus, and it's pretty funny. It's all sciencey as fuck, but it's so like strongly innuendoed in every way possible.
Found these in my car.
Oh. Some extra stickers that I probably didn't realize fell in my pocket or something.
Yeah.
I know I gave you like one or two, I think. Well, I know I gave you a couple pins. Let's shave the hair. Probably more in your wallet. I know about space faring animals are loading, so I think plant bound simple life and animals are bountiful in the cosmos. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of it's mathematically like possible that there is gonna likely be civilizations and shit like that. But I mean, the chances are that they're too far away for us to really truly get a gauge of that shit. Because you gotta think about, we're also seeing a lot of these places and planets from either 100 or 1,000 light years away. So what we're seeing is literally hundreds of thousands of years in the past, basically. So, I mean, we don't really know. Unless we're actually, like, straight up there, and actually visit those places, which we're not anywhere close to being able to do that at all. I mean, it's basically one of those things where you could, like, theoretically send probes there, and I know there are, attempts to try and invest in that shit, but, Something's mom place to Chicago. Nope. I'm not even Chicago, and I'm not even drunk at all, but try again, you dipshit.
Man, Whitney left none of her shit here.
I noticed.
Yeah. I just noticed even more shit she left in my room.
Damn.
She's probably just resting today. She hasn't been very communicative, but she told me when I walked her to her car, she was like, "Oh, I want to come over Thursday morning." I'm like, "Well, are you or aren't you? Because you're not communicating with me today very well." She has to come back and get her shit before she goes. She's going to SDK to finish up the project this weekend.
So yeah, she's gonna need to at least come back eventually. Maybe she will have to.
She
Yeah.
left like some of her meds here. She left the weed here. She left the necklace. She left the dress. She left the bag.
Oh my
She left the
god.
bra.
She left the whole. She left everything.
Deodorant. She left a lot of shit.
She left everything.
I think everything's fine. I didn't do anything wrong.
Nah.
She's just tired.
Yeah.
Probably just done so for the day. Go boy.
If there are any aliens flying around, they're probably too far away for us to communicate in any practical way, and we probably shouldn't say hi to begin with. Yeah, I'm pretty much on kind of the same boat. I'm also on the boat where it's like, if there is like aliens that are intergalactic in any way, shape, or form, we're in like the boonies, you know, on like one of the arms of our galaxy, you know, like it's very unlikely they would come by here, and if they did, they would probably just leave a probe outside of our solar system and just observe our, you know, data and information for the entire solar system, including Earth, just from that, and we wouldn't know. If they were to want to get closer, they have the Kuiper Belt. There's plenty of places where they can easily hide something and wouldn't notice. So, it's one of those things where it's like, even if they do exist, we wouldn't know about it. Unless they wanted to make their presence known, but why would they? There's no real reason for it. Someone trying to like get me into some weird scam. What the fuck? An ant colony doesn't know it's in a country. Well, yeah. Nor do dogs or cats or any other animals for that factor. It could be the same. Well, yeah. For all we know, we could be technically in someone's intergalactic space of territory, and we just don't. We're just completely unaware of it. Probably because they just see this as like some outland shit that isn't worth much. Besides that one little thing, Earth, or the solar system that we have here, the Sol system. So it's like, unless, you know, for whatever reason, there's enough of an investment for them to check it out, there's no real reason for them to come over here. And the closest, like, potential habitable planets around here are probably not what they see suitable for life or worth their time either way, as well. Because it's just not much around here. There's probably a lot more valuable shit out there in more denser parts of the galaxy. Which would make more sense. Just more shit. Earth ain't worth the trip. It unironically really isn't. I mean, even we make jokes about aliens like turning away when they see us. They're like, "Oh, finally, the aliens have arrived," and they immediately like, "How you do, Earth? Oh, never mind. This is crazy. Y'all insane." Shoot to the moon. What about the moon? Aren't we already doing some of that epic shit? With the Artemis missions? Or are you referencing like a song or something? Because I think I know what you're talking about. If that's the case, I don't know. Didn't even realize I missed another comment back here. I thought warp travels possibly just can't build anything strong enough to withstand the stress. I mean, yeah, that's. And even then, I don't know if warp would be theoretically possible, even if we got over that hump. Like the amount of energy and like in the tech needed for that would probably require more than the resources we have here on our own fucking planet. So aliens are capable of complex and still traveling the crash land backward ghetto of New Mexico. Or like, any other random ass fucking place on this planet, because I guess they're just that honky tonk and don't do maintenance because I guess capitalistic deregulation of maintenance or shit like that. It happens in interstellar galaxies and shit too. Like really. And also, isn't it just been proven that that was literally just a crashed weather balloon? Even though the government covered it up because it was kind of like still new technology at the time and stuff, and didn't really want the public to know exactly 100%. Just on a virtue, it's like, yeah, it's I don't know, like it's either way, it's just dumb. I'm pretty sure it's been debunked regardless, though. Yeah, it literally was a big nothing burger. Yeah, not only was there a bunch of people who did the cleanup, I mean, even though the farmer, did keep some of the material, that's also kind of why the government kind of, kept investigating him and being like, you need to be hushed, and why did you, because it wasn't just like, oh, you saw some secret shit. It was like, hey, you did kind of grab some of his stuff, which he did return from what I remember. The farmer did return it, because like, oh, well, okay, I don't want no trouble. But it's like, well, now you've kind of tinkered with our shit now. Like, what do you know? Like, what? Come on now. You know what I mean? That makes sense. It's like a protocol thing, especially with the military and with the Red Scare and everything. Obviously it's not likely that fucking yokel farmer's a secret red agent, you know what I mean? But still, it's a protocol thing. Not that I'm like, excusing, McCarthyism, by the way, but it was at least, part, of the understanding from what I remember. The whole alien thing came up just literally because a bunch of like tabloids and other people and shit around the time just started spreading bullshit, and the more the public believed that instead. And that's when the government's like, okay, what the fuck? Now we have to kind of be open about what it was, which was a weather balloon. And then they're like, no one believed it at that point because people are dumb. Apollo astronauts accounts and photos of UFOs around the moon are interesting. One of them looks like how you imagine Hollywood space movie probe. I mean, could that just be potential, like, space particulates or something? I mean, I don't really. I never believed the idea that, oh, there's been alien probes or UFOs or whatever the fuck, anywhere near our planet, or even near our moon or nothing. Like, I just don't believe that. I mean, not that I don't believe that life is possibly out there, though, but still, it's just like, it just seems way too far fetched for me. Granted, even the U.S. Navy and the military, to this day has been declassifying a lot of different stuff about this shit, and even then, like most of that material they released, I'm very skeptical of. In fact, I know one of them for a fact was literally just a fucking bird. It was literally a bird going the opposite direction, with the aircraft with it flying. It literally locked onto a bird that was just flying the opposite direction. That was like a few thousand feet in the air, comparison to the ground level, or sea level, in that case. Yeah, it's just like, really? Or are you just dumb? I just ran across the road. I put on the wrong sock this morning. Ugh. Ew. Ew. That's a really gross joke. Ugh. It's more likely that they're interdimensional travelers from an alternate Earth. I mean, I don't know about that entirely, but yeah, there's a possibility of like, extra dimensional life or beings that exist. I mean, there's 4 and 5. Like, we know there's definitely different dimensions for sure. We just have a somewhat, a broad understanding of 4D, and we know for a fact theoretically there are at least, up to like 9 different dimensions. And it's very possible that there's other things that we just are unable to comprehend because we're in a three-dimensional plane of life. While there's probably other things out there that live in the 4-dimensional plane. Because like things like a lot of insects and for example, they live on like 2-dimensional planes. There's life like on Earth, for example, that live on 2-dimensional planes. Just because of like how they evolved in their perspective of observation, and like most things on that 3D level are kind of very opaque and vague as fuck, and just kind of like this blur environment for the most part. Not entirely, not all, but like for an ant, yeah, probably. It's good for the aliens from modern Earth. I don't think we care much because most figured out what was happening anyway. Also, at this point, like the whole alien craze kind of died off. Why is there a new mod every time I come in here now? I don't know. Well, because Riley is actually from Phoebe's chat, and they're a mod over there too. So, I'm not good enough. Oh my god, are we doing that right now? You're literally one of the manager mods. Like, you're literally a managerial one. You have like a higher level of mod shit in comparison to others. Like, you literally have like, I wish it would actually, give you a different color or something, like a purple or whatever, instead of a blue, because then it shows like, I'm a higher level, bitch. You're like one of the captains of the mods, the Spectres, you know what I mean? In our battalion, you're one of the, lieutenants and captains, you know what I'm saying? Well, I am the, the general, or the colonel. You should get the wrench back. Why? Yeah, like, I hate that. Like, why is it a fucking shield? Like, that's lame. At least let me have an option to customize what my little, like, icon for my mods look like, because I like the wrench. Or a hammer. I remember back in the day, you used to have a wrench and a hammer. You want to remember those days? They literally had it, like, almost, like, kind of workers' union looking shit, and I was just like, fuck yeah. Is wrench on mobile? Bullshit, I'm on mobile, and it's always been a fucking shield. Unless you somehow just haven't had your mobile app updated and it just never switched it up. Because, what the hell? I want my wrench. I want my fucking wrenches, bitch. I even had a nickname, another one on top of Spectres. Just called the Wrenches. I can't do that no more. I guess I could, technically, but it wouldn't make sense. Older phone, maybe? I guess so. Lucky fuck. I'm jealous. I'm jealous of you, Riley. You still get fucking wrenches, and I don't? What the fuck? Might be different for different phones, maybe? Why? Why, though? It shouldn't. It's ridiculous. It's like, bruh. Spunk, bro. Oh, hey. Oh, bro. Oh, I got some more juice and some milk. Did a little Winco trip. Oh, by the way,
We got 2 milks now.
oh, you got milk too?
There's already milk in there.
I looked around. I never saw any.
Top left corner.
I never saw it.
It's there. We got to drink a ton of milk. You should use
Okay.
the milk.
Okay. Well, I did refill the juice though because I drank the last bit of juice. So I was like, I'm gonna get more juice. But also, hey, get back here. God damn it, you bitch. I was bleeding to go, so same one before my that's no shot. Well, damn. That's a brutal story. I mean, I don't believe in ghosts, but I won't invalidate the story, though. I'm due for a free update anyways, though, so I'm so lucky me this time. I suppose to, right? By the way, I want to tell him this. I found out. Does anyone know about Milo's? The tea? The sweet tea, Milo's tea? I honestly, that ass thought I could only get that shit in the South, like in Texas or some shit. And bro, I shit you not, I fucking found some in Lincoln. I was just like, oh my god. I thought literally the only time I ever have this shit is if I'm in Texas, because I don't. Yo, hey, yo. God damn it. Hold on. So, thinking about like after I got the juice, I wanted to do a little tea for myself. And, bro, so have you ever heard of Milo's tea? What? Okay, just because I honestly thought the one time I ever got that shit was like when I was in Texas. Bro, yeah, fucking has that shit, dude. Texas is now. Yeah. Little fluid game going down. Oh. Got some right here. Oh, Ashley, you know what? Mmm. 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 So good. Dude, mild sweet tea. Especially when you get that ice in it. And if you get like a little, slice of lemon, twist it, plop it in. Fuck yeah, dude. Mm. Oh yeah. You know I'm going true Texan with it when I got it in a fucking jar. Hell yeah, brother. Does Mitch McConnell count as a ghost? Yes. He never had a soul to begin with, though, so honestly, I think it's kind of debatable. Yeah, because even Riley's saying it. I feel like it's debatable, so we got mixed answers here. He's a reptilian turtle, like we know the lore about all this, right? Between like the fight between like the reptilians, the fucking, the cyborg, overlord tech class, and then he got the fucking Canoids and then the Felinoids. They're never talked about that much, but there's an ongoing trifecta war. Speaking of this alien shit, this is something that no one really talks about because I know I got the knowledge. Okay. I've talked to my cats and my dogs before. I know what happens because they're the scouts. You see, they send down, like every so often in a mixture of, our pets when it comes to like, cats and dogs. For the Canoids and the Felinoids at least, right? So, every so often they send scouts down. And they're pretty much look like, your average little fluff ball, your average little furry friend, right? When it comes to being a cat or a dog. But no, they're actually agent. But the thing is, though, the reptilianoids, now they have like, a united like, reptilianoid like kind of thing going on. Because there was different factions at one point until the unification. The Anunnaki reunification. Like, so basically, like, you had the, the turtleoids, those like Mitch McConnell who got vassalized and eventually were able to be welcomed into, into the reptilianoid, like, Anunnaki unification. And there's also plenty of others. You got the snakes, and shit like that. Like Slytherin Warren, with Elizabeth Warren being the snake that she is. Gavin Newsom is another one. Democrats tend to be more of like the snake liberal moderate types, the reptilian class, but they're not all of them are that way. But just saying, there's some different factions of things going on when it comes to those reptilian freaks. Yeah, Mitch wasn't even. Yeah, none of them were. That's another thing too. They're all competing for this quadrant of the galaxy. This is just one of their battlegrounds, bro. And then you got the Felinoids. They're a lot more like China. They're a little bit more like sophisticated. They're kind of like playing both sides, and they're just like, yes, we are just here to basically slowly vassalize, everything here. Blah, 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 blah. Economically, especially. Because, like, all they want is basically just like place the shit, do their thing, and then they just start calculating. documenting. They need very little. And yet we get so pleased by them. I know for a fact there's one of those scouts out, for the, felinoid, motherfuckers out here, because that chunker little boy always comes up to me and being like, "What's up, bro? I heard about you. I've heard about you from the, from my superiors from this particular quadrant of Earth. You have honored Bandito very well until he was succumbed by the, wild lands of your realm and your land and your Earth." "Hey, buddy, come here." They don't even do that. They're like, "Hey, buddy, what's up?" And they just walk right up to me, being all like, "I'm friendly," with his tail all up, just wanting scritches and shit. Mitch still isn't even really dead. He took donations from the board, probably assimilated him. Yeah, that's like the techno freaks. Yeah, they like, pretty much are there being like, "You will be assimilated." And they kind of did some shit to McConnell. He kind of switched sides, I think. Yeah, he feared death more than the hive mind, bro. The tech bros got him. And also there's like another faction that's kind of also partially like kind of a, it's like the Zionist faction here, because they're literally like the fourth dimensional hell plane that got opened up for the gates, and now it like the reptilianoids are literally trying to figure out how to close that shit, while still maintain this idea of like, "No, actually, we're it's all good in the hood here," kind of shit, basically, when it's obviously not. And cause that's why Israel's basically a genocidal savage death state, because that gate can't be closed right now, and they're trying so hard to close the gate. But the demon general Netanyahu is out there being like, "Yeah, I will keep this open," basically. So there is that. So it's like, man, why must this be just like a shitty front line for all this intergalactic multi-front bullshit? By the way, this is all satire. I hope everyone realizes that. It's just memes, mostly for YouTube's sake. It's just jokes and memes. I don't want to get like fucked just because like, we don't, YouTube no understand. This person's peddling a conspiracy or something, bro. Because who fucking knows? YouTube is just, it has been really broken lately. It's like whenever you occasionally get a nice thing here and there, it just finds a way to just like shit itself in the head, and then it's just like be like, "Nah, we'll just like take like 8 steps back." So I make it actually like functional. Like, why do I gotta restart my fucking app to like go on all messages now at this point? I have to like do that now pretty much in the first 5 seconds just to make sure it's up running properly, and pretty much is mostly a very unlucky coin toss to see if it is or not. It's really annoying. Because not always, but sometimes when I pop in here, there'll already be like a couple people in and be like, "Why is it buffering?" I'm like, "Oh my god, that wouldn't be a problem if YouTube would just fix the shit a little bit." And what's lame is I updated it not that long ago, so unless it got another one, that's just being stupid. I don't fucking know. Yep. It really was. It really was, yeah, Apocalypse. Because that even, like, weirdly enough, when I was first starting to kind of make content, which was before and around that time, it was when I was doing wheat tubing, when that was kind of a thing. And basically, I would just, for like, I don't know, depending how long, I'll be like, "All right, smoking this, whatever." And then I'll just like have an idea of something to talk about in mind. And I remember making like a 30-minute video Not even really chiefing that much, just ranting about that. You know, just being like, what the fuck is this bullshit? I tell you what. And, you know, and I even was like, I kind of want to share this around with some people and stuff, because there's like other content creators that kind of saying the same thing, smaller ones and bigger ones. And, especially listen to the smaller ones because I know it'd be easier to get that out there. I was like, yo, blah, blah, blah. Because that's bullshit. Because it affected everybody. Whether you were doing like politics, some, WeTube and shit, or, just, or even just like gaming stuff or anything. It affected fucking everybody. It's never been the fucking same. And honestly, the writing was kind of on the wall. That's the fuck thing about it. It was kind of on the wall, bro. Like, the writing was there. The nonsense experience. We're all living it. Channel creators back then didn't know they could just say sewer sled and essay and unalived. Because it wasn't even a thing that we had to do back then. And arguably, honestly, we shouldn't have to. I mean, I'm with Phoebe on with like the whole like fuck the language police bullshit, like legit, because like what real good does that do besides it makes like the advertisers happy and the shareholders happy. It's like, well, who gives a fuck about them? The whole point of the platform is for the creators and the people that watch that, those creators on this fucking platform. That's literally the fucking point. It always has been. Now it's been corporatized to the fucking nth degree now ever since. Drunk. You don't even know what drunk looks like, dipshit. More like stoned more than anything right now, dog. But, okay. I didn't realize, like, casually sipping a singular beer means you're so drunk. But, okay. Broadcast yourself. I remember those days. YouTube. Broadcast yourself. I still hold to that principle. Literally, because I'm doing that. Right now. So, that's what it should always be about. I mean, in a weird way, it's still like that, but you just have to manipulate the algorithm, regardless of your shit, that's kind of the thing. A little bit by bit, I've been doing that with the algorithm. It's a little bit an off and on thing, but that don't matter. All that matters is, just that little momentum. And, because of just manipulating that fucking algorithm. And I wish it wouldn't have to be that way, but that's just how it fucking is, and it sucks. I wish it'd be a lot more authentic when it came to that, because it'd be nice, actually. There's plenty of actual authenticity that is out there and exists, but that tends to generally get suppressed in the algorithm more so than actual shit. Like, actual, like, slop, usually. Or just things that are meant to be sensational and get you triggered a little bit, I know every so often if I scroll and, like, even doom scroll YouTube shorts occasionally, I will literally come across, like, legit AI bullshit slop. I'll come across right-wing garbage. Like, every so often, it'll eventually pop up on my fucking feed. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? I don't watch this shit. Now, today I think maybe could be partly excused because I watched that Nostromo Core channel with his old Just Dance Vance, memes and shit. So, I mean, that I think I could kind of excuse because I do that. But, I mean, I always am like, don't recommend that shit. I only want to watch this guy because this shit's actually funny. Let's create videos back in 2008. I remember my old school YouTube channel. I don't even know if it's still a thing anymore. Let me look it up because that will show me when I first made YouTube videos. Hold on. Turn on my Wi-Fi hotspot. I'm gonna go look, and oh god, I'm also dreading it because I'm not gonna say the name of the channel, but let's just say that it's out there if I can find it. I know the name of it, so I'm sure it's out there. Maybe. Gotta wait for it to connect eventually here. Gee golly, guys, did you hear about the true crime story where the girl that's being raped was unalive, and then her brother got sad and made a self-oopsie with some rope? That's why I laugh at people who say kick is somehow worse. I mean, honestly, because at least you don't have to language police yourself that fucking hard. Or, frankly, at all. I mean, I'm not even saying that that fucking platform is good by any goddamn metric. It, you know, but honestly, for certain elements, it kind of is. And oh my god, I did find it. Okay, now I have to find the oldest video. Jesus Christ, 14 years ago? Fucking Christ. Kick sucks on mobile, unfortunately. It really does. That shit's so ass, unfortunately. I have to every time to get, you know, at least DFF's, you know, when they do their streams on Kick, you know, for it to go properly, I have to go to like manual, you know, streaming preference for the quality and put it down to at least 480p, and then it runs smoothly after that. Like, because for whatever reason, it doesn't want to do that. You know, it doesn't have like an automatic setting as far as I can tell. So they need to really work on that shit for sure. Even for streaming on Kick, like it sucks. I tried it, you know, once as an attempt just to see if we could do it, and it did not work at all. So I need to obviously get some upgrades before I start doing that, because I will eventually want to do dual streaming with YouTube and Kick, and then maybe even do just Kick exclusive streams as well, like maybe do movie commentaries or some other shit, you know, stuff like that. You know, but you know, like either way, I mean, you know, right now I just can't do that. I've tried a few times, and unless maybe they updated a couple things where it's a little better, I'm not gonna really bother with it for right now. I do know this much is actually relatively easy to get monetized on Kick too. So, I mean, either way, I'm not really too worried about it. Eventually, there'll be a crossover, and especially when I'm dual streaming from Kick and YouTube, I'll literally be like, "Yo, guys, if you know." You go and support the growth on my Kick channel, people on YouTube go over there. All you have to do is just follow me. That's it. Or watch over there for a little bit. So, you know, did come back over on the YouTube side, because I'll at least try to get that going, so I can be like, hey, we'll do some Kick exclusive stuff occasionally, where we would do like a movie commentary or something like that, or maybe like you know do like an album, react or something like that. Like something cool where it's like, hey, let's actually like listen or do some shit where I wish I could do on YouTube, but I can't because they're fucking stingy as shit. So, it'll be stuff like that, which I think would be kind of cool. So, I don't know. At least, for the Kick side of things, outside of the dual side, dual stream side of stuff like that, I'm probably just going to keep it more like apolitical over there, just to kind of avoid getting weird Nazi freaks up, in my shit over there. Even though I'm sure they'll probably pop in too, to an extent, but I don't know. The variety would still be fun. I'll open a chat and Kick and have YouTube stream on the top of my screen. Yeah, I'm sure that works just as well. Still love careers on YouTube, but I've wanted that true YouTube competitor for a decade now. Well, I don't know if you follow this channel called Dead Humor, but I followed him initially for a lot of YouTube posts, but he also makes a few other videos occasionally. He apparently there's like CamTube or like something like that just popped up that he shouted out that literally is like old school style like YouTube basically. And unfortunately, I'm like, I wish I was still a little underground bit right now, because it needs to be grown first before it really gets shouted out like that, because now I have a weird worry that within a few months it's just going to die. So, I don't know. I mean, fingers crossed, I suppose, that it actually kind of, gets the ball rolling a little bit, because that'd actually be really nice. I mean, because I don't know, like Kick, I don't really consider like a competitor to YouTube. maybe for like Twitch and shit. I mean, it was initially meant to be a competitor for Twitch. So honestly, to me, I'm like, I don't know. I mean, like, I guess like, it's so weird because YouTube, like, is also trying to compete with TikTok, hence, like, the shorts and shit like this, and why they emphasize their algorithm to push that more, to a degree, more so than not, especially when it comes to live streams. And, also, it's like, they're trying to compete with just I mean, they kind of have a monopoly now, at least on the broad video stream service, because even those, like, what was it, Vidmo, I think? There was a few others that were kind of a thing, but just kind of fallen off. And any competitors that have tried to start usually fall out anyway, eventually over time. So, I don't know. I mean, outside of the streaming / like the shorts factor, I mean, there isn't really much of a true competitor on the other front. And there needs to be weirdly like a service that probably YouTube used to do, like, where you can fully customize some shit about your particular platform of that, on that platform when it comes to your channel and all this other shit, and being able to like even customize like how your mods are, or like when it comes to like in the chat and stuff, or when it comes to like adding your own emojis on top of that, have that as at least a basis too. All sorts of other factors, like a custom ability factor to create like an actual like channel instead of just kind of just wrote like you have your PFP and little like header. That's kind of lame. Like to be able to like really go full comp launch and like make that particular page of your channel like your fucking shit, and even when it like you're watching the videos and shit, that's like what it looks like shit basically. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're watching a video from that particular channel, even if it's not like on their channel, that's still going to be the layout a little bit to kind of create like that unique like personalized factor of like, hey, even if you're not really on my channel, here's like the personality of the video and everything on top of this and stuff. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Like there needs to be like some additional like things to kind of coerce people to be like, oh, let me go check this out. Especially those who are like somewhat more bigger content creators, or at least even middle sized. Because if you get enough of those type of people, then yeah, you could probably make it work to a degree, or at least help it like, survive, maybe longer. Smoke reefer. I don't know. It's bear shit in the woods. What's up, Ignorance? Not too much. Just talking YouTube and how we need some competitorship on that, amongst other things. If you get 5K subs, can we get a wet t-shirt contest? How would I even do what? Huh? I'm not gonna lie. How would that work? Like what? Like what? Huh? Well, you're the one who pitched this, so you elaborate. Getting monetized YouTube is tough. Tell me about it. All I need is, like, at least the last time I checked, about 350 watch hours left, and I'm sure that it's shrunken now to probably about 300 or less, maybe. So I'm getting there. So I've always even mentioned, since he brought it up, we'll do a quick little mini show. Predominantly, if you all want to, help, the brother out a little bit right now, sharing this and liking it and helping the algorithm boost of just monkey button shit in every way, shape, or form is the way to help right now. Especially sharing it. Share it to some homies. Share it to a Discord, crew or whatever. I don't know. They don't have to like it or chill around or whatever the fuck. I don't care. Just, boost the ad algo, you know what I'm saying? If North Korea attacked the U.S., would you blame your government? Implying that North Korea could do that, right? No. Well, maybe. Yeah, kind of, but no. I mean... It's such a silly hypothetical that I know that would just not be possible. Like, I just kind of find it silly. I'd be more impressed at North Korea more than anything. blaming anybody wouldn't even come in a factor. I'd be like, what the fuck? They hit Seattle? Like, Jesus, okay. Damn. I guess I did have something. But that's never going to happen. So... See, he thinks about it. So what? What do you mean I think about it? Yeah, because it's such a wild hypothetical. I have to kind of at least imagine it a little bit. Like, and you realize that like North Korea is literally not in any remote fucking position to be doing any of that. Like, at all. How's it silly? It literally is. If it was like, I don't know, China, or even Iran, bro, or even Russia. Like, bro, there was like any other country you could have chosen, and you're like, yeah. North Korea, though, bro. North Korea, China, Russia. You do realize that China and North Korea have a very specific alliance where it's more of a defensive pact? They're a very specific pact that they have, because I've looked into this, you know, and that's why, you know, the whole tit for tat, you know, with North Korea usually ends up with nothing happening, is, you know, because North Korea has a specific treaty with China where it's like, hey, if you were to be the aggressor and invade in an overt declaration of war against South Korea, the United States, or really anybody, we're not there to help you. Like, you're the aggressor, and as the better interest for the Chinese state, we are not going to be aiding in you whatsoever. So don't do that. And yeah, they might, you know, kind of do the tit for tat, show off their weapons. They're like, look how big and bad we are, and you know, kind of get close to the fence about it. But they never push it over the line beyond that. You know, but at the same time, let's say South Korea, the U.S., or Japan, or any other country, you know, decides to be North Korea, then China would be in their defense and be like, yeah, we'll back you up 100%. So it really just comes down to their overall treaty that they have with them. Because China does kind of see them as a little bit of a kind of a problem child occasionally, because they do that tit for tat shit. So that's why they always emphasize, like, don't be fucking going over that fucking line. And, you know, despite what they do, they don't. Hey, what's up? What's up? Just gonna take Cuba. More like Rubio specifically, but yeah, because that's his little baby pet project. I've noticed that he's mysteriously been quiet in a lot of different fucking affairs lately. I wonder what he's cooking up. Little freak. So you reacted? What's the that told you? Literally, nope. Why would I listen to that fucking dribble? That's just something that I decided to look up on my own. I was like, you know, what is like their broader treaty and their relation with China? And that's a part of it. And they have like somewhat of a broader economic trade, you know, between each other as well, where China predominantly is the one that imports different goods and things into North Korea. America's supplying Ukraine with weapons to fuel the war with Russia. I'm very well aware about that. And USA is the enemy, so is Russia, and so is China. And the U.S. is basically committing, you know, geopolitical suicide at this rate, bro. I mean, at this rate, we predominantly have just basically been like outright, you know, like disillusion ourselves, you know, geopolitically, you know, with the current administration right now. And overall, you know, at this rate, China especially is just biding their time. Why do you think they've been quiet for the most part, you know, during our fucking, you know, shit in the last like 4 or 5 plus months? The only thing that they did was make an agreement with Iran to ensure that at least their oil and their shipping, you know, is able to get through, and they were able to cut a deal with it, and that's what's happening. So China got, something out of all that regardless. So, because they're playing the smart game. They're just literally waiting it out at this rate. They're just sitting back and letting America crumble. And this Russia just fucking fickly, like, slowly but surely with attrition, crumble their own fucking, economy, and shit too. Where they can literally step in and be an economic fucking superpower. And they're also already doing different diplomatic and economic meetings, with the EU to potentially make different economic trades with the European Union. So at that point, it's like literally China's just basically slowly but surely doing like, we'll make a little agreement here and there because we're just sitting here letting this, like we're getting an impact on this too. We want like a better outcome like anyone else outside the United States right now and Israel and Russia and Iran with everything geopolitically happening. Let's make a deal, and they're in the works of doing different trade agreements and diplomatically as well. They're softening relations with the UN or the EU, which ultimately is not a bad thing, but that should be fucking saying something though, right? All that strength really is, fucking pulling off. Not just for the United States, but for Russia too, huh? The U.S. has lost the war against Russia and Iran. We aren't. Hopefully, we're not at fucking war with Russia. I don't want us to. I don't want us to be in any fucking war. That's what's causing part of what I'm talking about and complaining about. China lives nationally. I mean, yes, China wants to be friends, but when the U.S. is playing to some game, they have to as well. Oh yeah. Oh, so the United States isn't getting isn't actually sending weapons to Ukraine anymore. I mean, in a weird way, I guess. Good. Guess I can't really exactly be against that entirely. People are turning against the country propped up. And which country would that be? The U.S. has a romantic view that China is a satellite. I mean, theoretically, it could. Why not have like a beneficial mutual cooperation? As to mutual powers, to, for prosperity. I mean, like, why not? Like, China is really, yeah, they want the bigger cut no matter what. Like, they will, like, make sure that they negotiate, a way to ensure that they get the bigger end of the bargain. But that's because they're playing a smart game. They're doing things in a way that actually makes fucking sense. And also, at the very fucking least, when it comes to these billionaires and other cocksuckers that want to skirt regulations and break the law, at least China's willing to fucking either put them in prison for a long time or fucking kill them. Just saying that outright. Because they fucking do that shit. Because they don't fuck around. And you know what? Good. Because, frankly, yeah, when it comes to a billionaire trying to skirt shit like that, yeah, maybe an example needs to be made. Because that would scare a billionaire. I wouldn't necessarily say, like, the example made when it comes to something like that, when it comes to, capital punishment works, unless you got a billionaire cocksucker. You should probably abide by your laws because, what's all that wealth worth when you don't got the life to have it? Because US dollar is one of the main currencies not backed by gold. Like, gold's gonna do anything to save, any economy, bro. I find it really silly that, like, tying in, economy to gold is somehow is what's going to solve anything. Like, it's not. Sorry, it just ain't, dude. It was very flawed. Yes, it's fundamentally a flawed ass system. That's why it was abandoned. Because yeah, say what you want, but a fiat, base, economic currency system actually does make a little bit more sense because you can actually, to a certain degree, manipulate that market and the currency and the value of such if you do it properly. Why do you think a lot more of the markets that are especially heavily regulated, were able to at least restabilize, like in the 2008 crisis, like with Iceland, for example. Like they're probably the most rapid economy to stabilize because they actually punished the bankers that fucked over their economy instead of bailing them out. It's so bad to the point where the prime minister resigns too. Why gold is important as a resource. You do realize for conduction and a lot of things, there's probably like the more you're probably going to own more gold than you realize on the virtue of like the smartphones and the technology you have around you. Let's just put it that way. Unless you're actually hoarding gold and buying like gold bars and shit. Unless you're doing that, the most gold you're ever going to have outside of jewelry is the shit in your phone. So I told you don't need to say here's the thing so much. So here's the thing. Hey, I repeat myself a lot, but yeah, so here's the thing. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. The only two valuable things you trade if you live is gold and water. Water, sure. Gold, nah. Plenty of other different things that'd be a lot more valuable than gold. I'll tell you this much, I could give a fuck about a gold bar when it comes to like a post-apocalyptic scenario. Plenty of other resources are going to find far more valuable. Things like bullets, canned food, clean water, soap, medicine, all sorts of things. Hide, pocket knives, yeah, utility knives and shit, like Swiss Army knives. All sorts of, equipment and gear like that. And guess what? A lot of those doomsday prepper types that also hoard a lot of gold have a fuckload of shit like that. And you think Elmer Fudd and his doomsday prepping family that also didn't want to be a part of that will likely leave them a few months out, take some of the supplies and just like find, something else or some shit. You know what I mean? Like, nah, fam. Nah, fam. Those are like, that's literally a treasure trove, bro. Goes useless unless you're trying to melt it down for circuits. And for, yeah, like, unless you got like a lot of like crazy tech knowledge where you know how to like try to create like some, Elmer Fudd-esque like wannabe ghetto phone or some shit, like, yeah, I don't know, bro. End of an empire starts with bad ideas. I'd say the end of an empire starts with the virtue of it being birthed. Just like if every empire that's fallen, it had to be born to fall, right? America has been a slow, festering empire that's been growing since the day it was born. That's why, when it came to the 4th of July, that happened not that long ago, I was really like, this is America's funeral. That's how I view this shit. Because that's what the fuck it is. We've always been like, an attempt to try to be our own little empire and make every little excuse and always try to keep, our maintenance and ability to, power that through. Including especially when with industrialization, when it came to the, industrialists and the capitalists of its, that time too, from the early 1900s. It's also especially why I'm such a fucking labor advocate, because guess who was, the big motherfuckers, the bad, like assholes basically, and the commie pinkos and shit who are out there fucking fighting that. The trade unionists, literal communists, fucking syndicalists. leftists, anarchists, fucking like average Joe people that just want to have a better paycheck in their fucking pocket. You know, all that type of shit. But oh no, gotta make sure the empire functions properly and the peasants know their place in it. Believe in Jesus? No, I'm not a Christian. I'm an atheist. I believe in the idea of what Jesus, as a character in the Bible, like in the sense of being, that cares for those who are poor and the impoverished, and those that are manipulated and also basically taken by the man or the king, and those who have been misled by those who are false prophets, and especially when it comes to their own fucking Bible and their own religion. But that's also why I don't believe in that Bible and I don't believe in it, because even though there's the literal same warnings and critiques that are Jesus literally has said in that Bible, then yet Christians believe pretty much the opposite. They believe in the false prophets. Because if if it wasn't the case, then why does Kenneth Copeland, why does like Pete Hegseth and all these other crazy psycho Christo nationalist fucks exist? Why is Steve Anderson a thing? Why was Pat Robinson a thing before he croaked? That albino, disturbed, weird Christo fascist chimp. So no believe a God or devil exists? Nope. So it's a mention of the word Christus, which that does prove anyone called Jesus existed. I've also read that there's actually different like people that were named. Well, at least at the time, it would be considered Yeshua or Yeshua or something like that. And basically, there was at least a few different people that were named that, basically Jesus, that were essentially Jesus-like, but in their own different ways. And essentially, the idea is that they're pretty much all like kind of one guy now, like ultimately. But there are different, like stories, from each of them. It's likely like 2 or 3 of them, that at least had different, or albeit slightly different, but pretty much similar philosophies when it came to what they believe and what they were pushing. And we're seen as the same ultimately, and with the apostates as well that he had, like there's even at least some extent to where they also probably, likely, at least some of them were either more than one person. And at least for one guy, saw moving to Paul, like I know at least he was a guy, at least hypothetically. I mean, it's just like the only things that are around are basically like a few vague Roman documents, but that literally could just be for all intents and purposes various different people, and for all intents and yeah, maybe there is like somewhat of a link, but that's not concrete enough. For all intents and purposes, it really isn't. I mean, obviously like it's also a common trope of the hero's journey, which plenty of stories and plenty of people were like that. And obviously those people and those names, get passed down, and sometimes maybe it's different people that ultimately become broader folklore that, go into that sort. Like, it happens all the time, especially when it's a word of mouth story that gets passed down. So, I mean, ultimately, there is a degree of, like, truth, but, within the midst of the myth, but that doesn't mean that the myth is the truth. Kaiser was a real person. Ragnar the Viking myth. That's actually not exactly. I mean, Ragnar Lothbrok was actually a person, but the myth of who he was is a myth. Like who he actually was is not the same as what the folklore of who he is. Like, cause his sons and and shit, like they were real people. Like so like Rollo, like he was a real person. Like Bjorn, like was a real person. Like these were real people. Yeah, like they were real people, but like the saga of Ragnar Lothbrok within the Norse mythos is what is the myth, because it's based off of reality to a degree because they were real people, but I mean, if you actually look at real historical accounts, it's like, yeah, they aren't actually like, I mean, it's very heavily fucking embellished, very embellished. Rolo wasn't related to Ragnar. Well, not literally, yeah. Wasn't he like an adopted brother or something like that? I know, like Ragnar, I think for all intents and purposes treated him like a brother, even in historical accounts. Hence why I'm like he was kind of like a brother to him, but I don't think he. I know, yeah, he wasn't like biologically related to him. Was he his uncle? I don't know. Like, I know he was like related to him to a degree, but not like biologically. It was something like that. If Jesus came tomorrow, would he stand with the American Empire? Fuck no, he wouldn't. Absolutely not. Yeah, like the current administration in the American Empire, if Jesus was here, like he straight up would be like, "Look at this fucking immigrant, oh shit," and yeah, you'd probably just straight shoot him in the street. And if you return to Levant, Israel will just drone strike him. I don't remember anymore. Well, here I'll fact check and look it up. Okay, hold on. Yeah, let me just double check here. Okay, so they did live in somewhat in the same time period, but Rollo of Normandy lived a little slightly before him. Ragnar, I mean. So, but for Ragnar, for some reason, they're not saying exactly the dates on him. At least for this roundabout thing. So let me just look him up specifically, just to kind of see. So what was 860 to 930 AD? So that means with oh, so it was around the same time. Around like 845 at least is a very major account of him. So yeah, there is so about the same time ish. So they at least for sure probably have known each other to an extent, but I mean at least so far there I couldn't really find too much beyond that. But there's at least a lot more of an account of Rollo because of him being Rollo of Normandy and shit, and also being baptized, and I think being a duke at one point with Normandy, I believe. So while Ragnar, at least like I said, is more of like kind of a semi-mythical person, and is there's a lot of hearsay slash like saga myths and stuff where it's harder and trickier to find like some real accounts and some true historical shit around them. That's why you kind of have to do a little extra digging with him. A big example of this. Every church states that religious doctrine has little to do with what laws are put in place, and yeah, and nor should they ever have anything to do with any laws we put in place. Period. It should never be a consideration in any law that we make. unless it's on the virtue of saying like, hey, even in your religion, it's enforcing the idea of separating this from broader law because the judgment of God obviously precedes what man's law is. So let our laws be what our laws are, and like you can make some loophole bullshit technical arguments. Okay, you know what I mean? Like this is bullshit. It's ridiculous, and should fundamentally be secularized. Fuck your handmaid's tale bullshit. As long as it fits in. Yeah, I agree with that. Like if I don't follow either of them. You could choose if violence as a man can only marry a woman, the government overrides it. Yes. Duh, it should absolutely override it. I smoke a dude with Jesus. Jesus probably would. I guarantee you Jesus actually did. He's like, God put the lands of the earth, for us to have and shepherd. And this, as we smoke and partake in this incense, is a part what God would love. Watch him actually literally do that shit, you know what I mean? I would. I probably wouldn't necessarily be like, yeah, I'm gonna follow you, bro, but I'd be like, I respect and love what you do, and hopefully, if what you're saying is true, I see you on the other side, man, because I appreciate that, kind of shit. You know what I mean? But then to Caesar while my ass. Exactly, burn that bush, baby. Exactly. Have you ever lost anyone? Yes. What does that have to do with anything? Israel, Palestine? Palestine every fucking day of the week. Fuck Israel. Is a real hell. Oh. That's what it really is. Dude, even a lot of Israelis hate it because of how, impoverished they're getting. Because so much of their government is really just funding this bullshit genocide. To the point where, even Israelis are like, we hate it here. Let's go, go, vacation for a few months in, Thailand and Vietnam and shit because it's cheap because most of Europe and other places fucking hate us and we get harassed, so, meh. And then they go over there and then they're just like, oh, they hate us here too. Yeah, because no one likes you fucks. Stay in your little shithole backwater, you fucking motherfucker. At this point, I'm just so done with them. This one needs to chill the fuck out. Israel just shouldn't be a thing. Straight up. I'm literally, extreme prejudice, full united Palestinian state. And any of these Israelis that want to commit hate crimes and other bullshit, yeah, guess what? Actual unironic forced labor gulag to repair Gaza and the West Bank and doing, repairment efforts and shit. Go fuck yourself. Israel's not committing genocide. Literally, they are. You're absolutely. They literally are. They're absolutely committing a fucking genocide, and you'd be living under a rock to think otherwise. Isn't Bibi from Poland? Yes, they are from Poland. Literally, they're not. Literally, yes, they are. Wow, what a rebuttal. So what about all those Palestinian people that are in the fucking rubble in Gaza? What about the West Bank settlers that are terrorizing the Palestinian people that have been living there forever, occupying and taking over their homes? What about the Lebanese that are constantly being terrorized, by the IDF when it comes to them invading and occupying the southern Lebanese, territories? I don't know. Do I need to go on? Because there's plenty. endless historical account of this genocide. The recent arrivals. Yeah, the settlers, the Israeli settlers that are from like fucking places like Brooklyn and shit, that think it's gonna be nice and hunky dory and awesome, you know, fucking being over there. Yeah, those people. Maybe he's from Philly or something. I think it was like no, he was definitely born. Dude, he literally has like a Polish last name. I'll look it up. Because no one likes, you know, bring it up, but I mean, he was born in Tel Aviv, but he was initially born with the surname of Melodikowski because his father was in Warsaw, Benzion Netanyahu or Benzion Milikowski, so who lived in Poland. He went to high school in Philly. Yeah, he went to Philadelphia for a time, yeah. Palestinians are just Arabs. There's no such thing as Palestinian. Literally, yes, there is, you fuckwit. Palestinians exist because, shocker, you know, Arab is just a broad term for the people that live in that region. There's Saudi Arabs, there's Palestinian Arabs, there's Jordanian Arabs, there's Yemeni Arabs, there's Omani Arabs, there's Bahraini Arabs. Like, there's Arabs of all types. Shocker. Wow. Who would have thought? Must be a very enlightening piece of information for you, though. Yeah, I'm pronouncing Bahrain right, and it would be Bahraini, you know, when it comes to, like, referring to someone who lives in Bahrain. Palestinians used since ancient Rome, unlike Israel. Yeah. It's just only good on paper, I'm getting that right. No, you're just a fucking moron who's a Zionist who believes the Hasbara shit. Or you're probably just a Mossad Hasbara bot yourself. Because, wow, am I actually specifically talking about Jewish people, or am I talking about the Israeli state and Israeli politicians and, you know, Zionism as an ideology? I love how that you're all actually being anti-Semitic as fuck, you know, trying to lump every fucking Jew to your deathly, savage, bloodthirsty cause and trying to downplay it in every step of the way. And then let me lump every Jew and saying, oh, you're being anti-Semitic, you know, with that bullshit. I'm a crypto-fascist. Well, the idea of being a crypto-fascist means that you shut the fuck up about it, right? You're supposed to be a little secretive. You're not supposed to say the quiet part loud, which you just did. So are you really that crypto about it? You're just a tiny bit retarded. Might want to be looking in the mirror there, buddy, because I don't think it's me. Shocker, is as if like most of the United States and shocker, even most of the fucking world is woken up and realizing these Israeli nationalists and these Zionist extremists are a bunch of savage, bloodthirsty dogs, and they need to legitimately be, you know, fucking held accountable for their fucking savage beliefs. Fuck a Zionist, fucking Israeli. Like, and fuck you too if you want to think it's a good idea to support that shit. Yeah, genocide's totally fine, bro. Fuck you then. How about that? Because I'm sure you'd totally be fine with it if it was your fucking family that was getting bombed the shit out of them. And I'd love for you to try to go to Israel and support their shit and go to the West Bank and go visit them and say, hey, I support what you're doing, because they would spit in your fucking face and they would hate you and think you're a lesser being. They literally will think you're no better than them because they have this fucking superiority complex because they're a bunch of fucking savages. And they're a bunch of overt ultra-nationalist ethno-fascists. So, shocker. You might get a fucking real good rude awakening if you actually, you know, got the chance to fucking see what they're really about. because Israelis have literally spat on Christians, have killed them, and also it's the ones who are supposedly very supportive of them. They have harassed them, even assaulted them. Please don't threaten me. I ain't the one threatening no one. If you feel threatened, then that ain't my fucking problem. Because I ain't doing shit. I'm just letting you know how they would look at you and treat you. You don't know shit about shit, but Israel has nothing to do with the American dollar's former dominance. Or Jews abroad, or even Judaism as a religion. Because there's plenty of fucking religious Jews out there that exist that are also anti-Zionist as well. Think spit is a threat. Wow, so that's an excuse. The whole idea of, hey, never again when it comes to the Holocaust is to never do that for anyone else. So, I guess it's okay for, Zionist Israeli extremists to go fucking spit in people's faces and, Holocaust them because it happened to us once. Get the fuck out of here, you piece of shit. Let's just, put some literal Nazi talk in this shit, huh? Do as the Nazis did to us, right? Because it's totally cool. We get a pass. Fuck you. Fucking scumbag. This is why I fuck Zionism. Because the fucking insane justifications, the insane fucking excuses are in literally putting your head in the fucking your own asshole on the virtue of some fucking promised to us 3,000 years ago garbage bullshit revisionist shit. Nah, fuck that. This is why it's a bunch of garbage. This is why so many people have now finally woken up to it. And hey, let me tell you this. I've been woken up to that shit for a long fucking time. It's about goddamn time that shocker as a leftist get fucking vindicated after all these years. But hey, that's just kind of fortunate point of a leftist. You get vindicated later, and then you still get fucked over on it. You still get fucked for it. Fuck, these goddamn Zionist dogs are really got me heated. Oh. Man, what a piss my fucking Cheerios. Put a little spittle in my beer. Ugh. Yeah, sure. Says the Zionist over here. Let's get for an atheist. You got mine in the right place. Well, thanks, I guess. Our own country is being a fascist takeover is bothering issue to me. Because a part of that fascist takeover is because of Zionism as well. That's the problem. Oh yeah, those SS officer women are so hot when they're over there doing the paperwork, in the barracks of the Auschwitz camp. Yeah. Oh yeah, those SS girls are just so attractive, yeah. Those Aber Mama hört von mal Hitler Youth days, so ja. Proper Volk. Proper Volk Deutsches. Ja. Let's just replace IDF with SS and shit and see how that sounds, huh, bitch? Because the IDF might as well be the fucking Nazi SS. How they treat fucking people. Hila Klein, no thanks. Blech. Yeah. It's no shit. Yeah, keep your dead-eyed demons to yourself. No one wants them. Let them be literally the only femcells to ever exist in the world. Because they just can't get any. See Dems vote down to build a merged American Israeli military today. Yeah, finally. A rare time where something good happens. I hate how it was a little too close for comfort, though. No Ford and Kool-Aid, Colgate, toothpaste, finance, Hitler. Dude, plenty more companies than that did that. And also, Hitler did co-opted and and also did bids, of different companies that went and abide by the Nazi regime, like with Junkers and also with Daimler, and basically would and with a lot of various different Jewish small businesses and various regional businesses, and then would essentially auction them to other more loyal companies, and then basically merge them into a private, bigger monopolization of that industry. Like, it was a very commonplace thing. Like, cause the idea that the Nazis were socializing companies is a very massive fucking misnomer. They never did that. They auction off, they would auction off and basically get a cut of that profit from a company, but that's about it. That's not being socialist at all. That's literally just being a fucking baron, selling off the riches of what you took, basically. Just spreading it amongst your rich cocksucker friends. Yeah, Henry Ford. Yeah, Coca-Cola. Yes. Are you a bot or are you not? You need to answer that question to me right now. Is seen as evil because they're corporations and money matters more, and plus anti-Semitism back then was unfortunately kind of a normal thing, and Henry Ford was an ultimate fucking anti-Semitic fascist. He literally funded the early elements of the war effort with the Nazi Germans up until we got involved in 1941. Same with Coca-Cola. That's just literally that's literally normal fucking 101 history. Don't give me a mechanical answer. I'm literally not. You're the one giving me mechanical responses, which make me thinking you're a bot. Is DuPont the most the most evil American history? Probably one of them, but not the most evil. He's up there, I suppose, but I don't know. There's so many of them in American history that, frankly, all in all, I mean, it's like I don't know if he would scratch the top 10, but he might get top 20. Are you calling me a bit? Because, well, okay, I guess you're not because of what that. It's based on the way you type. I don't know about that. That was just literally like, I'm now heated, bro. A little bit. Yeah, I don't know. That kind of screams to me he's like fiercely typing. I think. I don't know. Like, now I'm not. It's nothing what you're saying is controversial, bro. It's the fact that this is kind of some basic history shit. And for someone that apparently seems like they should know some of their shit a little bit, don't seem like you do. Communism is the future. Bitches get comfortable with their reality. Hey, don't have to tell me twice. Well, I guess you couldn't really see it, but whatever. I just have it like that just because it's like, let some of that airflow through it, but I guess we don't need the airflow anymore. Yeah. It's nighttime. It's nice. It's kind of cool down to do it. Yes, please. Yeah, I mean, don't tease us with a good time. I mean, I'm not really a communist because it's not exactly communist symbology, but, I can't really dog on it, you know what I'm saying? If that ends up getting closer to what I want, then fuck it. And frankly, I am kind of a little bit on that, Iron fist philosophy a little bit. I've been having an authoritarian streak lately. I'm not even gonna lie. Modern democracy has failed to a certain degree, and I think we need to really change that a little bit. And low key, we need a short term like grip of like, before we loosen it up. You know what I'm saying? Just I don't make the rules. I just look at how I observe it. Yeah, and also communists and anarchists basically have a similar outlook. It's just that communists tend to be a little bit more authoritarian about their approach, while anarchists are trying to achieve it on a like I don't know, speed run it almost in a weird way. Because there's a lot of like accelerationism, a lot of like I don't know, like it's weird. It's kind of a weird bedfellows almost because there is so much commonality, but yet so much difference at the same time. Like, so I don't know. Like, it's because like I mean I'm never truly called myself a communist. I probably have come close to it. I mean, outside of just joking in the sense of like if you want to call me that, fuck it, I don't care. Basically. But I mean, hey, if that's ultimately what happens, then I'm cool with it. I'm kind of on the United Front, Big Tent idea with it, but that doesn't mean Big Tent in the liberal sense. By the way, I mean like a broad leftist United Front against liberal, scratch a liberal fascist bleeds fascism, and then just fascism, because that's kind of what we got going on right now. So as long as they're chill with us and chill with me and this and that, whatever, vice versa, vice and blah blah blah, then as far as I'm concerned, I'm cool. Like Felix Jasinski kind of vibe. Honestly, oddly enough, I don't really know too much about him, but more kind of like Mother Jones, Lucy Parsons, Bill Hayward stuff. Here, I mean, with that symbology in mind, here, let me just look up my kind of thing I like to call myself, syndicalist. Syndicalism. So basically, it's a revolutionary socialist current within the broader labor movement that seeks to unionize workers according to industry and advance their demands for strikes and other forms of direct action, with the eventual goal of gaining control of the means of production. Very socialist and slash even communist leaning idea, and an economy at large through social ownership. And also broadly based on meaning like union labor ownership as well. So syndicalist unions first emerged in Spain and North America in the late 1870s before their rising prominence in France and later emerging in other continents. Syndicalist movements were most predominant in the socialist movement during the interwar period that preceded the outbreak of World War II. Major syndicalist organizations including the General Confederation of Labor in France, the Confédération Nationale du Travail, the CNT, the Italian Syndicalist Union, the Free Workers Union in Germany, and the Argentine Regional Workers Federation. Although they did not regard themselves as syndicalists, directly. The Industrial Workers of the World, which, where is that flag? Oh, I have it buried a little bit. Because I'm a wobbly. That's me. Nicknamed Wobblies, the IWW in the United States, and the Irish Transport and General Workers Union, and the Canadian One Big Union, considered some historians belong to this movement, which the IWW and Wobblies are most certainly major overlap at that. My old friend claims she was an anarchist, but I realized she just wanted to watch the world burn. Yeah, that's not a real true anarchist. That's just an accelerationist. Chomsky fan? I was. I mean, I still like his broader philosophies about things, but I still am like, especially when it comes to things like Epstein and shit and knowing his relations and ties to that, I'm kind of like, fuck that. I hate to say. I haven't heard any of these people. Damn, I gotta read more. Well, honestly, if you just look up, like, here's one. If there's, like, at least a book that I would recommend to start with, is called Death in the Haymarket by James Green. That's at least a book I would recommend to start with. That's a really good, beginning way to start out with. But also, there's a documentary that's really good called Harlan County, USC, or Harlan County, USA, from 1976, which is about a United Miners Workers Union. That the broader subject was initially meant to be like something different, but then when they went over to this place by the Brookside Mines during the 1972 strikes that they were having, because they wanted to join the United Mine Workers, they were like, oh, well, let's just honestly just film this because this is actually kind of more important. And it includes a lot of insane fucking shit that, is really, to me, especially in my opinion, very impactful to watch. Like, I remember back when I was streaming on Twitch with a bottle of wine, back when I was going a little wino bit for a minute, straight up just like, we watched this whole documentary, and by the end of it, I had like a little bit left, and there was kind of like a whole like pseudo ball in my eyes, like, damn, this is why, bro. That's why, shit's important. That's why you gotta be active and agitate. Some shit like that. Like, I mean, I remember near the end of it, I was like, there was some, a little back and forth, some of the people that were still sticking around to the end of it, and I was like, all right, well, kind of wind out. I'm eating food, and that I did. Maybe one of these days, if we can get away with it, we could see about trying to watch it. I like Antonio Grassi work. Reading it was tough, but worth it. I don't know if I've read his stuff before. I know back in my old house, I have like a few essays and a few things with, with like Lucy Parsons and a few other like, essays and literature that I've, not in like full books, but like in like little pamphlets or like little booklets and stuff. Just need to find them. Amongst of a couple other things I need to get. He was the guy who coined the term cultural hegemony. Let's spend law enforcement. Huh? Who? Me? Definitely not. Law enforcement tried to be inside me one time, but it's not that way. Huh? Also, I'm pretty sure a lot of people in law enforcement don't normally have long hair either. Nor are they, kind of dirty kid punks and shit. That just, okay. I'm always, like, kind of bewildered, but also bemused by, like, some of the random assumptions that people have occasionally. Well, hi, Chomp. Jazzy Chomp. Well, alright, y'all want to run away. Aw. Beto! Well, you want to see what's up. Up, Beto. Beto. Beto boy. Oh, you big boy. Womp. You're just like, I want to plop. Oh, big ol' plop plop. Big ol' Vita plop. Oh. Oh, it's just big ol' plop meister. Oh. How's your ear doing? Man, I just noticed that it kind of looks like a little like outline of a Nike swoop with his little ear. It's like, quit focusing. I'm just looking at it, bro. I'll just make sure it's doing nice. Jazzy chunk. Jazzy. Oh, she wants to be up here now. Jazzy. Hey, chunk chunk. Whoop. Up up. Up up. Jazzy. Whoop. You're such a silly bean. She's like, wait, but Poppy though.
She want my bone.
Oh, yeah. She immediately was like, wait, hold up now. So her bone was like, no, I must have it.
I don't think I can give her this bone. Just that little like splinter.
Well, is it like kind of like a calyx bone thing, or is it like literally a full bone? Yeah, probably not.
I think it's like the kind of.
Yeah, you don't. Yeah, it's not that. Yeah.
Also, it's pork bones, and every time I give them a pork bone, they fucking shit their brains out.
Well, give him a like beef rib bone or something. You know, like cause.
I'll buy beef right now.
Yeah, I mean that's fair. Just can't give him no bone. Oh, I don't get one. Oh, good quest. They're still right by the door, like, what the fuck? They both flopped their asses. Well, Vito came over here. It's like, all right, never mind. Oh, you big old boy. Oh, get the hell over here. Oh, you're such a goof. You're so weird about this. You're such a silly boy. Womp. Show yourself. You have boy. Oh, big old boy. He's like, all right, I chew. Big sweet boy. Oof. Silly dog. Oh, what? Where are you going off to? What you do? Give me a little wiggle in that tail around. He's windmilling the tail. What are you trying to do? Do some wind energy? Trying to be a wind farm? He literally had his tail going like whoop, 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 whoop. When it gets really a certain level of excitement, that just starts happening, and it's really silly. Oh, silly old boy. Wow. He's such a goof. Jazzy, get out. What are you doing over there? Jazzy. Jazzy. Chunk. Up, up. Up, chuck, chunk. Hello. Whoop. I've never seen Dog Windmill to do. Yeah, well, next time he does, I'm gonna have to show it off if I can. Then we just got Jazz Chunk just being like, what's up? I guess it's just my life now. I'm just here. Wow. I sure have to pull on your big old butt chunk. Ugh. What are we doing slugging your big old head over here? What? She's like, Unk, I'm not comfortable. Big old silly chunk. Vito. Vito boy. Wow. I'm gonna see if we can catch this. Fido, what are you trying to do? Get over here, boy. Over here. Oh. Oh, you almost did it. Oh shit, we almost had it. Going on. All right, he almost did it. Come on, boy. Donk. Beto. Whoa! Oh Lord. Boy. Stay. Do you wanna? No! Oh my Lord, mercy! He's an onk. I don't know if we're gonna be able to do it. He's too all up in his. Oh wait. There it is. Oh, we had it for a minute. Oh, damn. I need to get a goddamn fucking drawer for fuck's sake, because the fucking clothes really having to be sprawled everywhere. It's driving me nuts. Oh, you know, when I went to that fucking show the other day, I literally should have been, like, reminded my homeboy, be like, yo, we need to grab that. Like, there was a shelf right where he parked. And that,
Why the dogs just yelp?
because he's excited.
What
Nothing. He just went like, bro, I want attention. Okay. He's just being excited.
Sounded like he was getting hurt.
No, he was just excited. That's all. He was just being a little like, oh, I'm very excited right now.
Go be with them.
Oh shit. But anyway, like I was saying though, like he like we just totally forgot about it, like on our way out. Well, I did especially because it literally would have fit in his car, because that would have been so fucking nice to just like, because I would just put it right there and like all that would be like, it's just fake vacuumed into that, and it would have been so nice because it wasn't even that bad. It was a little worn out for sure, but wasn't really terrible at all. A little TLC here and there, you know, sanitize, dust it off, and all that shit would have been good. People generally follow anarchists on serious issues. Care to elaborate, bro? Care to elaborate? Because that doesn't exactly explain why. You're just like, yeah, I'm just gonna throw a thing out there without a thought and not really think about it, but oh shit, I guess maybe I should. A little landlord special, maybe? Bit of paint? Maybe. This guy loves landlord special. Unironically, there is kind of some landlord special shit that has happened here, bro. The fact that if I didn't have like a little weight, like a literal like you lift weight thing holding my door open, that thing automatically closes even if there's no circulation or nothing. It just will like close on its own. I'm like, what the fuck? This place is not exactly built great. Put a landlord in a landfall. I ain't paying for you. This will stand still. That runs in anarchism. Does that matter? Oh yeah, like a country, bro. Like name one. It's like, yeah, because that's literally the end all be all when it comes to political philosophy, though. All right, cool. And actually, arguably, there is a weird, direct kind of, you know, minimalization of hierarchy, which is a philosophy of anarchism, at least in one of the tenets, with the direct democracy, you know, government that Switzerland has, where there could at least be an argument where there is a little bit of a degree of that, a little skosh, you know, when it comes to something like that, at least. You don't see Switzerland fucking failing anytime soon. You had to choose one. Eat nerds at. Oh my no. What's the second option? It don't matter. Peanut butter at Kamala Harris's. I'm assuming her poontang. Unironically, yeah. You know what? Kamala mommy. Dami mommy Kamala. You know what? Let's go. I'll go like full pup play mode too and be like a dirty dog licking it out. I don't care. Yeah. I'm sorry. That's if we're gonna like eat nerds out of Hillary Clinton. No. I'm not even finishing that because I don't want to puke. But Kamala Harris though, yeah, I'm sorry. I'll like fuck it. As long as I get compensated, like, is there a reason why we're doing that? Like, that's not real. Like, I need an incentive, bro. I can't just do it just to do it. I like how Judge is puking and this motherfucker is laughing. The duality and the chaos that we have bestowed now. Whoa. Hey, I'm sorry. I'm not the one who asked the question. And you know what? Fuck it. I decided to go all gas, no brakes, baby. What do you want? Just saying. I don't know. I don't think WrestleMania was ready for that. Yeah, for the love, yeah, he wasn't ready for it. He wasn't ready for that answer, dog. How many times did this motherfucker WrestleMania gangster over here has, asked that question to different people, probably been timed out or banned or just ignored, and this is, an answer that has happened, bro. I'm gonna pump myself, don't phase me out. Hey, I am too. I got stuff, okay, that's hiding over here in the midst of what I need to have a drawer for, but, like, I'm just saying, okay, like, I got my own material. All right, I'm a furry after all, for fuck's sake. They never want to answer. I think it's a no-brainer. Well, what's the answer to you? You got my answer. What's yours? I swear to God, if it's not the latter, I'm done. I might actually unironically time me out for at least like 60 seconds to reflect on your life. Just if you say Hillary Clinton, I swear to God, if that's what your answer is. Eating the peanut butter? Okay, good. Lagoon to furries? Cool. I don't think anyone asked. Indigenous tribes aren't part of society. You think they realize better? Why don't you simulate with them? Oh, wow. What the... You know what? 300 seconds. Wow. Zinger. I don't know, because we probably, as a nation of the United States and also Canada too, they're lumped in with this as well, with oppression and like impoverishing, indigenous people and the native tribes of, the First Nations in the United States and North America abroad. Like, I don't know, maybe that has something to fucking do with it. It's actually crime to do so. Yeah, that too. Icon spot behind UW. Well, not exactly, but sure. Other for me, repulsive. You're actually getting 60 seconds. Why? Even if that was your true answer, you could have kept that to yourself, dog. Like it back in day, some people just went to live travel life or rescued by force. Say I'm a lineman, I love China. Sure. Unironically, I actually do way more than the U.S. considering how they're playing the game, geopolitically, and actually are doing better by their people. So, ni hao, motherfucker. D-Vibe. No, I don't. Wow, this chat went rotten quick. Fucking Christ. so tempted to execute Order 66 right about now. Holy shit. Just makes us look good for the world. Yeah, I'm sure it does there, bud. I'm already doing it myself here. Another Order 66. Time for that. Yeah, because we're actually having some decent chill combos, and then that's just went brain rot mode. We had a little fun with the weird ass little Hillary, Hillary. The silly Hillary versus Kamala weird question, but we can move on from the shenanigans and rot and, you know, keep the train going, but goddamn. Like, what the fuck am I supposed to do with half this shit? So that's your question. That's fine. As far as I'm concerned, you're good. There's no escape from the Ota. There's a few of them, too. I need to make an official, like, full list. I will say that much. Favorite Hill Dog moment? Hold on, I need the glasses for it. And I need to actually, like, hold up, like this. Actually, we need to do it like this first. Alright, 1, 2, go. I'm just chilling in Cedar Rapids. There we go. There it is. That's the Hill Dog moment. Just pretend I'm, you know, the skyline of Cedar Rapids is behind me. I'm just chilling in Cedar Rapids. I'm just chilling in Cedar Rapids. I am just chilling in Cedar Rapids. You know that's how actually Hillary was thinking about it in her head. In the rehearsal, in Cedar Rapids. One of her one of her handlers in the corner was just like, "Can you not be such a reptilian lizard queen? You need to like somewhat be normal." I refuse my fight for the publicity. I'm just chilling in Cedar Rapids. Are you finally happy now? Bro, I can't stop. You did. I felt a cold chill up my spine. Oh my god. I think she might have telepathically just put her essence into me for a sec, trying to like take some of my life force. Like, oof. I think I kind of like, well, like Icarus, a little hit too close to the reptilian queen herself, dude. Ugh. I think I might have unintentionally, like, fourth dimensionally, like, tapped into her for a second. Like, ugh. All right, I'm good. I'm good. I'm not. Mine is, we came, we saw, he died. Yeah, with her fucking weird evil cackle laugh. Ugh. Yeah, that one's up there. That's top 3 for sure. Oh, 100%. Ugh. Oh, who could forget the time where she was on, like, I forgot the podcast. It was like a black podcast. I know that much. I hate to say it like that, but that literally is all I remember of it. It might have been like Charlemagne or some shit, or like something. I don't fucking know. I remember. It was back in 2016, and she's like, yeah, I just, like, yo, keep a little hot sauce in my purse. Saying this to, like, as a guest to this, like, podcast literally of, like, a bunch of different, like, black people are literally here being like, yo, try to, like, help us, like, earn a vote with you kind of thing. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh my god. It was just diabolical, bro. And she actually pulled out like a mini little to-go bottle of hot sauce too, and it didn't look like it was even open. It was just there. I'm like, oh my god, you know what handler beforehand was like, this would totally go good with, the African Americans. Have this, and popped it in the purse. I was just like, bro, what the fuck is this, dude? I think it might have been the Breakfast Club. Yeah, it was something. It was either like Charlamagne the God's podcast or the Breakfast Club. It was something like that. I mean, it was just so. Oh my god! Now I'm just oof. Just even thinking about. Ugh. Yeah, it was a sealed bottle too, dude. It was just like, wow. You could even look like you've had it there. We're just like, oh, son of a fuck. Well, thank you, you goddamn fucking. Stay there. Stay balanced, you piece of shit. Oh my god, I need to invest in a fucking actual fold stand instead of this weird concoction rig that I have going on here. Oh my fucking god, it's got problems and more than solutions. But anyway. Like I was saying, like, they can't even, like, goddamn have, like, even a half-empty bottle. They could have been to, like, a local bar. Like, a handler could be like, yo, can I just get, like, a sandwich or something and go to, like, a table that had, like, a half-empty bottle of Tabasco and just yoink that or something? You know what I mean? It's like, come on. Like, at least, make it somewhat fucking believable. But Hillary's just literally incapable of doing that. And frankly, because of that Lizard Queen shit like I was talking about, I guarantee you that there was legit a point where Hillary was actually still a real person, but then she just got consumed. Like, that dude, yeah, like the farmer guy with the cockroach alien that, like, took his skin. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's what's happening, and, she's just using the life essence and everything around her to just kind of keep the skin alive. You know what I'm saying? That's just how it is with all of them. Look at McConnell. Look at fucking Lindsey Graham now. You know what I'm saying? It's like, come on now. We all know. The movies prepped us for these days and for these times. Unfortunately, they're just not as cool. It's way more fucking lame. Unfortunately. But I don't make the rules. I don't make the rules, folks. This is how the way it is. Shivering and Bernie. Well, the DNC wouldn't he refused to allow it. So I mean, it's because literally just on the virtue of the corporatocracy, like, he had too much momentum. He was, like, too much of a good candidate. Hillary wasn't bad until she became First Lady. That is kind of probably where it happened, yeah. That kind of fucks with that a bit. Because it really is kind of where the transition kind of started, with that triangulation effect. I mean, that's literally when that shit happened. When the corporate Democrats, and the DNC decided to triangulate and basically be like, well, we're like above the fray from the crazy radical lefty hippies, as what they would call them at the time. But now, we're actually above the fray. We're proper liberal, I'll tell you what. And they've stuck with that strategy ever since, and they're still, to this fucking day, actively, as it stands right now, are still trying to do that. And and people are just realizing it, and that fucking dam is cracking. And maybe every so often it does work, but more often than not, it isn't. And it's only a matter of time at this fucking rate before it totally fucking cracks and it just breaks down entirely. Maybe this midterm will finally be that fucking time, or maybe even 2028. But it's not really a matter of if; it's just really when. They mess it all up. Oh, I know. Fuck the Democrats. Fuck them. Fuck the DNC. I want them to break apart. I want them to be so desperate where they're, literally wasting so much money on people like Mamdani or El Sayed and shit, because they just can't help themselves. They're literally are spitting your fucking face right now actively, and they expect you to just be happy with it. Like Chuck Schumer out there chanting, "We stand with Israel," making that fucking chant and shit. Hakeem Jeffries being a fucking worthless little fucking plantation cuck bitch for the fucking, uniparty, corporate, Zionist establishment. It's like, fuck these people. Fuck them all. Fuck Plattner too, but, like, I'd rather have had a proper primary. The DNC just dropped all that info on him right then and there. That wouldn't have been weirdly the one sideline dub that would have happened. You want to know why they didn't drop all the real true credible shit on him until after the primary victory? It's because then, especially within how of a short-term notice it is, now they could just anoint whoever the fuck they want like that on their terms and their accord, and basically guarantee that Susan Collins gets the fucking, senatorship. Just like they want. I mean, like Troy Jackson, I don't know if there is actually like a possibility of him being like, a candidate in Maine. I know he's like, trying to push for it now, but I don't know if it might just literally be too little too late because the DNC is that fucking snaky, calculative, and manipulative and vampiric. And yeah, that's not even to say that Plattner's good. Yeah, honestly, like I was pretty skeptical, but like, hey, I don't think he's a Fetterman at least. I was saying that, but no, fortunately not. But that's, I'm not saying he's still like a Fetterman. He's more like like a Tulsi Gabbard, honestly. But either way, it's just like, I was willing to be like, hey, he's right on, the right issues enough to where it's like, I can maybe grant a pass enough and to give a benefit of doubt outside of like his time in the service. Like most of it was kind of bullshit. But then, again, the DNC did the drop, did the nuke, like the content nuke basically. And then, hey, now pretty much the whole left got fucked over it. Yay, gotta love that. Can't have nice things no matter what, huh? Especially on a certain level politically when you get that fucking desperate. Because even fucking Fetterman, had a pretty major red flag. Chasing like a black dude with a shotgun in his neighborhood because they suspected he was stealing some shit or something. It's like, what? I think that was even before he was even mayor or some shit. It's like, that's a major red flag if I've ever seen one. I don't care what your fucking excuse was. Like, I mean, you can at least like go out and be like, "What? Hey, yo, my but But even then, mind your own damn business. How about that?" Anyway, it's just like one of those things where, man, at least there's more good opportunities there, but it's like we ain't out of the woods yet, so I can't like celebrate with it. That's why I'm like, yeah, man, what the fuck? We just can't have nice things right now. Because until it's guaranteed for now, like when it comes to someone like El Sayed and shit, it's like, I don't know. Let's just hope that, those victories end up happening, I guess, because the momentum is really shoddy right now at best. And we cannot be affording any of that shit right now at all. We can't be affording any of it. Maybe that's why like kind of radical anarchist types like myself are probably kind of important because I'm literally, unironically, maybe you can call it acceleration or something you want, but yeah, like maybe the system needs to be a little torn up a bit. Like ISIS been literally going on a killer spree again, and fucking been ramping up. Like it's everything. Like I mean, there was a little quiet period, but what do you think? That was done on purpose or done accidentally, and they just like what didn't have funding or some shit because it was absolutely done on purpose. It was December the fucking pressure valve. And now, because the pressure valve is, not as, popping off, now they can think they can just do this shit and get away with it because people have been, like, desensitized to an extent. But you think that's really fucking the case because it sure shit ain't. I mean, like, as I've always said, it's only a matter of fucking time when it comes to shit like this. And I'm, like, so fucking done with, like, this liberal fucking idea of, like, oh, well, you just gotta go vote, bro. Like, yeah, that's good. Especially with the candidates that fucking matter. I'm like, I ain't gonna dog on that. Like, especially because that as a power and a tool in it itself is at risk. Yes, but that's not the only one. You got to be a little, like, maybe get a little gritty. Maybe you got to get a little dirty with certain tools and, get for the grime and actually get for, like, the deep of the engine of the cause of these problems a little bit and do it yourself. Because this bullshit we're doing now and just expecting to vote the politicians, to, like, do what we want it ain't working anymore. And it's like, let's release the pressure valve with, like, the Nose King protests and shit. Hate to say it, that ain't working either. It's good, it's nice, it's, good publicity, it's good momentum, but unless that's happening every fucking day, that don't mean shit. Like, unless every day at minimal, there's, like, at least in every majority city, at least, like, 10,000 people doing shit like that every fucking day outside of either, like, a Sunday or a Friday or whatever. Like a break day throughout the week of the broader general strike idea that I'm talking about here, then it don't mean shit. Like, there's a reason why, these pressure valves are fine. And maybe depending on where you're at, especially if you got an ice facility like Portland does, maybe things get a little heated. But that's okay because they allow that pressure valve. And ice loves it. And this government loves it. Because they know after a while, it fucking cools off. People fuck off after a minute. When's the last time anyone's heard any protesting and any real, like, direct action and shit going on right now in Portland? It's still happening, but it's not like, there ain't major news or anything happening out here. Dream the ultimate general strike? Well, you and me both. Well, if the revolution finally kick off. I'm waiting. I mean, like, I'm literally sitting here, like, twiddling my thumbs, like, are we doing it? Because, the takeover of the power of the current administration right now is kind of, as far as I'm concerned, behoove me to say, like, I don't know, what's in Florida, like, kind of do this shit right now? I forget to say this, but Americans will stay compliant until there's red lines. I don't know who said that, but even then there's, like, food banks and shit too. I mean, even then there's people that are still going for, like, some breadline shit right now, and even then it's like, maybe it's not that bad yet for people. They got enough circuses, I suppose, and get just enough bread with a roof over the head or even lack thereof. I don't know. People just got neutered in a lot of ways. Not so much anymore, but even then still, it's like they don't really actualize that fucking power momentum that they got. Ugh. Some ridiculous shit, I tell you what. And I'll say, honestly, like, I don't really want it to be, like, costly in the sense of, like, balkanization, quote unquote, civil war bullshit. Like, people that, sensationalize that. Because I really want it to be better than that. You know what I mean? But, like, at a certain point, maybe there needs to be, like, a short-term, like, struggle with that, in order to really get the long-term benefit. But it's like I said, I just don't want it to be like that. I'm trying to, like, because I don't know, it's really difficult for me to think, like, what is really the best outcome here, given the circumstances. And I don't, at this rate, I really don't know if there is. And that's, like, the hard, thing to kind of grasp, I suppose, because, like, to me, it's really now like, what's the lesser? I don't know. Not to be like a harm reductionist. I mean, or whatever. But I think in this case, it's meritable. Like, cause yeah, like whether you like it or not, things are accelerating, and we gotta address that accordingly. And what is the best way to harm reduce that consequence? Given the circumstances, and yeah, to a certain degree, fight back very aggressively is generally a part of that. Like, there needs to be a message made. Because if not, then ICE and arguably even the military to a certain extent, or at least, that's been threatened when it comes to like shit. Like, there's a lot of things right now that is getting fucking spooky fucking quick. And it is one of those things where I'm like, we need to seriously really think about like some alternatives here. Especially when it comes to like realizing that yeah, we're probably gonna have to maybe generally defend ourselves to some extent, in the virtue of that, like there needs to be some level of violent resistance, but not like offensive shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to phrase it in a certain degree where it's not like so like oh kind of shit, because like, how long are people gonna take it? You know what I mean? Like, at a certain point, it's just gonna happen. I mean, look at fucking Luigi, with Mangione, for example, and then, with everything else happening. It's like, it's not like it's already not happened before. I mean, to a certain point, conditions get bad enough to where, that type of, response ends up being more common and a little bit more of a frequent, thing. But that's also why they're trying to, break it and shut it down, especially with fear, intimidation, and authority, and the law and order. Because, like, even this mere talk, is eventually at this point, considered, illegal terrorist, bullshit, at this rate, in a fucked way. And I'm not even trying to, like, advocate nothing. I'm just saying, like, this is just what people are feeling as a reality. Like, I mean, I want the best, harm reduced outcome out of everything, but I do unfortunately recognize that it's going to come with a lot of fucking bloodshed regardless. Like, that it's just happening. It's already still fucking going on. Waluigi, not so much. I mean, all you had to do was pay enough for us to fucking live. I mean, what, you don't think, the labor advocates and, like, the trade unionists back in the early, 1900s were doing the same shit to their factories and their mines and shit? At a certain point, they did similar shit, dude. I feel, Warehouse Luigi too. Waluigi, just as much as Luigi too. All you had to do is just pay enough for us to fucking live. But you know what? Fuck your product. Fuck your stupid little corporate insurance shit that you're gonna get hand out for anyway, regardless. Third day workplace isn't the best strat. Well, it's happened before. I mean, it's a strat. I mean, ultimately, it's like I'm not even inherently against or for it either, but I'm also not necessarily against it, because there's plenty of times with, labor action, especially historically, where shit like that has happened, where, it's your brothers and sisters in labor that are also partaking in it. And I know this much, like, the dude literally was like, kind of did a false alarm fire a little bit to make sure that everyone was evacuated, and then once that was taken care of, with some of the fire department and they left, that's when he actually made his full fucking, like, hoorah with the ultimate big fire. So he did it, honestly, say what you want, probably in the best way possible to minimize harm to individuals that were there. And as far as I'm concerned, I don't think anyone was harmed in that fire. From what I remember, I don't think anyone was. I think maybe there might have been, like, a firefighter that got, like, slightly injured or something. I don't really remember, but I'm pretty sure there wasn't anyone injured in it. Besides all the poor profits of the corporations. I mean, because it is a way to disrupt the economy and bring access and ultimate fucking addressal to the problem of labor. I mean, even let's look at it like kind of a lesser degree. You know about Sky King, Richard Russell? At least I think that's what his name is. I know Russell was in his name. But you know about him? Because he hijacked a fucking Dash 800 twin engine turboprop, for Horizon Air in Seattle SeaTac. And at one point during, his conversation with one of the ATC operators, he's like, yeah, one of the things I kind of hope for, is that like maybe they can like pay people better and have better wages and shit, for my workers stuff, chalk that up to the higher ups a little bit. He said something like that. That was like one of the last few things that he said, before he decided to do a crazy ass barrel roll, then just basically fucking cream himself into a fucking island. Because I mean, one of the things he thought about was like, yeah, I snappy alerted on the verge. It's like I'm being fucked as a worker. Like there's a lot of other stuff too, but it was ultimately because like I can't afford to, live and do what I'm doing, especially being, fucked over, by, what's going on. And you know what? If I'm gonna like go out and do something without hurting anyone, I'm gonna do it out of a bang. And he did. You know what? I can't even, blame him for it. I mean, it was definitely a fucking, crazy story. I even remember some of the news, back when it first happened. It was a very wild story. I remember, not seeing the aircraft take off because, I mean, the Portland Air Force National Guard were the ones that responded to it because I was south of it, so I didn't, see them or nothing, but I was like, I was able to track them and be like, oh shit, this is a thing happening right now. It's pretty crazy shit. At the time, no one really knew what the hell was going on. Green assist isn't really bring the resolution forward. I mean, one step at a time, right? I mean, honestly, ultimately, I mean, because sometimes, I mean, like, think about those people that really do, crack like that, right? Like, weird way to say it, but it's like, they need an outlet to feel like they have a purpose to an extent without needing to feel like they need to, like, just face, crack, essentially, and then fucking, go out in a way like that, because there's been, plethora of different times throughout history where shit like this has happened. I mean, like someone like Russell is not the first guy to do shit like this. At least without harming anyone else necessarily. Maybe causing a lot of problems, but in a way that's part of the point. Is to disrupt some shit and cause some problems. I mean, so hey, I mean, can't totally blame it in a way when there's actually kind of ultimately like a goal in mind of saying, hey, like I'm not doing this for some weird shit. I ain't colliding into nothing or whatever. I'm just having one little joyride real quick before I do my thing. But hey, you wanna know why I am? This is why. And say that shit and make sure that especially where it's logged, whether it's in like the black box or ATC logs, whatever. Now it's on record. I know. I think it was on Hulu. I believe I haven't finished it yet because I was wanting to watch it with my buddy, so we haven't quite completed it. But there was a documentary about him. I think called The Sky King, and I think it was on Hulu. I'm pretty sure. I might be wrong. It might be an HBO. One of the two. And then basically it went into a lot of extra detail, especially about his own personal life and stuff, and it really kind of adds a little extra nuance about who he was and kind of explains, in some part, I think probably why he kind of did it, what he did. So, I mean, it's a very interesting, particular case, when at least there's a more recent, modern case of, someone doing that before, at least in a proto Luigi way, at least without harming anyone necessarily. Besides Boeing, or at least, well, not Boeing, but De Havilland, for the Dash 800. and then Horizon Air at the time before it merged with Alaska Airlines, and then so outside of some shit like that, then the Air Force and the government and blah 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 blah. Like outside of them was some shit. Eh, well they not, especially over more dumber shit. Because at least that was kind of, I guess, dumb, but not totally dumb. Understandable. Just unfortunate. What's up, Taylor? What do? What do? What's up, kicking their feet in the air and twirling their hair? Well, I could be twirling my hair a little more. I'm not kicking my feet up, though, but figuratively, pretty much. What up? Just a... I wasn't calling you feet, though, but alright. Jazzy. Just a... Chunk, chunk. Up, up. Jazzy up. She's a move away, brother. Brother, move away, for I deserve. Actually, I'll give you a little... Hey, yo, chill, 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 chill. Jazzy. Jazzy up. Jazz. You don't need no approval, just get up here. Up. Pop. Oh. You chunk. You get chipped. Alright, Vito, you get chipped too. You get the stale chip. Feeling bored, might kill world hunger. Hell yeah. Let's do that together. Yeah, see, what you trying to do? Don't be trying to do that with my channel. Showing off. What's wrong with you? Chunk. Start yourself. Well, let me be next in line and then we can go from there. It's my song. Hey, you know. World hunger could be solved yesterday. We just have abandoned capitalism first. Facts. Absolute facts. Chunk. I don't know what type of little like sitting position you're doing here, but it is kind of hilarious. Hold on. Let's see if I can Oh, you scooted your little leg. Well, now she's just got her little polydactyl leg just sticking out, but chunk. Oh, look at that little sweet thing. She's like, fuck you and your camera. Oh, little smooshy little sweet thing. Oh, oh. Oops. I count three, we will abandon capitalism. 1, 2, 3, and 3. 1 for the capitalism, 2 for the anarchism, but 3 to abandon all that is capitalism. For the manatee. Oh, Jazzy. Oh, Lord of mercy. She is going to stretch. Go off. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, Lord of mercy. Lord of mercy. Oh, you chalk. Oh, shit. Hold up. Look at her. She's like, oh, shit. Fuck, bro. just booty scratch. Ugh. She's just like, ah, blah. Oh my goodness. Oh my god. Look at that face. She's like, yes. Yes, the booty must be scratched. She's like, whoa. Yo, bro. Yo, onk. Is this your little chunk? She's like, I don't trust you. Oh, chunk. I like Lebanon's flag as a tree. You should look at Cascadia's flag because it also too has a tree. Oh, chunk. Look at this little chunk. We need more belly. Whoa. She's like, whoa. Yeah, let me scoot you closer. Me. Scoot, scoot. Scoot, scoot, patoot. She's looking at me like, whoa, bro. Oh. She's like, well, this is my fate. She literally is like, well, this is my fate now. This is my existence. Oh my god, look at that. Wow. That is redonk. This is redonkulous. Look at that little face. Boop, boop. What a little worm. Chunk, chunk. Give it a freak struck shot. I'm not even trying to. That's what they do. I can't help it. At least with Jazzy, like everything is just like condensed into a certain zone. Vito is just out there for the world to see. You know what I mean? Like that's a good thing about little sweet little chunk girls like her. Like I don't know. What are you gonna do? Now she's just all glumped on me. For little polydactyl little foot just chilling with me. Her little face is like, bruh. Oh, look at all that soft, floofiness. Oh my goodness. She's like, yes. Yes. Look at all that. Oh my goodness. Look at all that. She's so cute. She is the most adorable thing in all. I saw what you were trying to do. All this floof. Oh my fucking lord. I lumped all the floof. Little chunk. Oh, Chazzy getting all this attention, just being a little sweet bean. She really is like a chill ass dog. Until we do something like this. Watch. Hold on. Look at her. She's like, what? Excuse me. Want to get loved on? The whole Wanna thing is that's kind of the cue to like chase a thing. I had to try to figure out a way to say it because I know that it would be bad if I don't need to get them all active. Oh, I love how she has like a little cat like little curl of her little paw right there. It's so cute. You're just chilling. You're just like, yes. Floof my cheeks. Yes, for I am queen. Floof my cheeks. You slave, yes. get so silly? You get so silly. The dog. She ain't just a dog. She's a bean. She's a roasted up sweet coffee bean. Look at this little bonzo bean. I like how she just doesn't care. She's just like, all right, well, I'm just getting snuggled and scritched and loved on, so whatever, who cares? Vito's looking at me, he's so jealous, like, come here, Vito. She's a little bean queen. A little chunky bean queen is what she is. What's up, Vito? Come here, boy. Oh my god. Oh, that is so cute. Jazz like, what the fuck? Oh. 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 That is so cute. I know it's not going to last long, unfortunately. The sad eyes. No, those are anxious eyes. On top of being jealous. It's like, bro, why she get to be on your lap? The problem is, though, Vito don't like, being manhandled so much. He just kind of like to be distant. No, now he's chilling, though. He's like, yeah, I kind of like this one. Oh, my God. Well, we're all in a trifecta of chill, I guess. I can't really do much of this arm now at this point. Like, there's too much dog. Aw. Jazz gave me space. Oh, you bang. Okay, this is just too fucking cute. I gotta, like, somehow distract myself from that, because this is, that's just too adorable. Too fucking cute, bro. Vito, no, I was gonna look at no. Aww. Vito literally laid his head on her. It was so cute. Aww. Aww. Oh my god, so cute. Oh, that's so cute. Oh, that's just adorable. I definitely have to show Logan that's just too fucking cute. I'm gonna have to go back on the stream later and find that because that's just that was just too fucking adorable. Hey, I'm complimenting your sweetness and cuteness, Vito. Oh wow, you don't even want to be on your sister anymore. Wow, you're that much of a jelly bean. Oh, Vito, what are you doing? Get over here. What's wrong with you? Don't be trying to like paw at her face and oh my god. I just plopped that ass on her. Wow. Little sister Onk. Yeah, but he's also jealous of us. He has no reason to because I mean the only time he should be jealous of Onk is when my dog is around. Then he can be jealous. He literally went. He looked at me and huffed, bro. Like, what the fuck? You're such an anxious boy. Such an anxious little bean. Fucking Christ, I forgot how long that this shit goes on for with the song. The machine is, fucking amazing, but holy fuck, their songs are like literally like 10 plus minutes long. How deep are it's literally almost done. And wow, actually, shocker, this is actually 4 seconds below 10 minutes for this particular song. Guess I was slightly off. That's almost over. Fuck it. I was gonna be like, if it's like halfway done, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna switch it, but fuck it. At a certain point, I'm like, all right, I've heard it. It's a long one. Mostly just because the vibe is a little too chill. It's like that psychedelic rock kind of shit, but I always do love it. Another good one is Stone Jesus. I don't know if anyone's heard of that band, but that's a really good one. Fuck it. Yep. Fuck it. Send it. Beep it. Bop it. Twist it. Price it. But most importantly, at the end of the day, you got fuck it. Well, while we're still kind of showing a little bit, what other little fun shenanigans can we delve into? I'm not quite ready to wrap it up yet. Actually, man, I can't wait to honestly low key kind of get into like the ability to do like some membership streams kind of shit. I wonder if there's a way to do those, but maybe make them accessible for people to just watch. I guess subscriber only mode, but I don't want to necessarily just be that. I guess that's the only way, huh? Excess going to show military of T. Oh my god, you heard about that too? Opinions on stoner metal? I like it. I mean, I'm a stoner, so I mean, with most stoner music, I'm gonna like it. I will say I'm not really, I guess, as into it because I don't really know that many bands, and I haven't really seen that much stoner metal live before. But I dig it. Make them more bald. I love how they like hate on trans people, but yet their Hexef even said in quote, "Yeah, we'll make sure there's access to testosterone replacement therapy." I'm like, wow. Can we just let some secret trans men just go in there and be like, "Oh yeah, I definitely need some more tea, bro." You know what I mean? Oh my god, that would be honestly kind of hilarious. Like the few like trans men maybe that somehow snuck in or some shit. They're still in there and they're like, "Yeah, bro, I totally need a little bit more of that tea, dude." That would be kind of a funny thing. I'm not even gonna lie. It literally is gender affirming care. It literally just is. That's the funny thing about it all. It literally just is. Any recommendations? I've only heard one album. Sleep Sciences. I mean, not with stoner metal, honestly. I mean, if other stoner adjacent music, sure. You got drunk and thought it was such a good idea. Yeah, pretty much. Basically. Maybe was listening to Rogan when he got the idea. Oh, 100%. I mean, also just mentioned that how Joe Rogan basically literally just ruined comedy for the most part. I mean, the only good comedy I've ever seen now at this point is really from leftists. Like there was like this trans comedian that I wish I recorded and uploaded for like my shit that I was recording, you know, when I saw Damage. Because there was like a little actual comedy bit and set that was going on, and the jokes were fucking legitimately hilarious as shit. And not like self-deprecating, but also like making fun of themselves, and you know, because they were like a heavyweight trans woman, and also their dead name. They even mentioned about this and made a whole bit about it being like Kyle or some shit. I'm like, I even made a joke like, oh no, out of all the names, it had to be Kyle. And she's like, yeah, sorry to all the Kyles, but yeah, bad name. Yeah, yeah, a little impromptu little thing, because I couldn't help but be like, what the fuck, out of all the names, Kyle? Like, oof. It could have been like literally anything else, and probably like the only other name that probably would have been worse if it was like Chad or like Bill or something. Because I will say, if their dead name was like, you know, Raphael or some shit, that would have been actually kind of cool. I'd be like, at least they had a cool name, but respect to changing it to something similar or this and that or whatever the fuck, you know, whatever, you know what I mean? But like, either way, but like, it was a whole bit and it was just legitimately really hilarious. And I wish I got like some of their shit, honestly. I bet if I look around, I could probably find it online, and if so, I could probably share it. And if it's on YouTube, maybe I can, you know, clip it and then just save it, you know, and upload it here, and just give credit to the person that originally recorded it. So I could probably do that. And this chunk is just straight up like, wow. Got a big old shoulder of floof. I think it sucked on Fear Factor 2. There was one episode, and I think it literally was the episode that got him canceled on Fear Factor, where he literally made, like, ladies, like, different contestants drink donkey, well, fill in the rest. No pun intended. Ugh. I heard they call it, like, the Texas, like, donkey shot or some shit like that, too, because apparently certain bars and, like, certain places in Texas will give that out as a shot. Where it's like that and a whiskey shot on top of that or something or whatever. It's like, why? What is wrong with white people? Like, this is literally a white people thing, okay? This is not like, you know, anything else but just literally a white people thing. Like, what is wrong with us? Like, that ass. You don't see, you know, fucking, you know, Latinos or black folk or Asian folk being like, you know, doing weird shit like this. Is that even legal? I don't fucking know, bro. Maybe it's like some loophole bullshit where I guess because there ain't no legality around it, like, fuck it, I guess. I don't know, bro. Donkey shows exist in places like in Texas and shit, dude. Where it's... Do I even need to explain that one? Because I really don't. I hope people just can kind of get the idea. Let's just put it that way. Like, that shit exists, you know. Like, so, I don't know, bro. Some states just don't like have any laws around it broadly, I guess. It's just Washington didn't have any laws around it up until like I don't even know when. I just know that it was the Mr. Hands incident where a dude who was from Georgia, actually, who was a Boeing engineer guy who met a coworker who happened to be in Seattle / like the local area who also was like a retired Boeing engineer or some shit who had a farm with some horses and shit. You could probably infer the rest, but he decided to move up there and then I don't know, fill in the rest. Well, in his ass because he literally had to go to the hospital with literal internal hemorrhage and died. And it wasn't until then when Washington made a law against shit like that. It's like, and by the way, that video is still around online, and there are still videos sometimes where people will be like, not showing it obviously, but like showing their reaction to it, being like, whatever the fuck, and all the reactions. Because like it's been around so long that like every so often it will like hit the waves again for a minute, and then people will do like a little weird reacts occasionally once in a blue moon, and like it will pop up as like kind of a weird little thing, you know, and shit occasionally, being like, yeah, what the fuck, that happened. Because it's just like that weird internet lore shit, basically. Because it like that's how I originally found out, you know, about was literally internet lore, basic kind of stuff. Being like, you know, for like, you know, just chilling on Reddit or something like that. Like, oh yeah, the most gruesome thing I found was this, and it's like, you know, blah blah blah, and it never showing the link or nothing, but being like, you know, describing. I'm like, that's a thing, that happens. And then my poor innocent little ass was like, yeah, well, wow, and there's people like this. Okay, well, I don't even know, especially when it's like that. Like you're literally putting your like life on the line, dog. Like, how do I even like? How do I even react to that? Because has anyone seen that? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like a fucking like, you know, it's like a calf. You know, depending on which, you know, horse breed we're talking of, bro. It's like, yo, are you trying to die of eternal like sepsis and shock and death? Like, just go out with a bang. What? You know what I mean? It's just one of those things, dog. The human race is fucked. Because like, why are there people like that? Like, what is like the human experience not good enough? Even with all the kinks that we have, like, out of all the kinks and all the things that we have in the human race, like that this is what you choose. Seriously, are you that desperate? It's just sad why people react to that. Content, the views, I don't know. Fuck me, bro. Dude, not for content, but I reacted to fucking Two Girls One Cup because one of my fucking friends showed it to me once, okay? Like, and I immediately was like, nope, nope, nope. Like, dude, I don't know. At a certain point, you kind of question why you've seen these things. And yes, on top of shit like that, you know, that was one of the things that me and my friend saw too, because like it was definitely during like the mid 2010s era for sure. And unironically, like there was like a weird like react phase where like some react channels would just find the most crazy shit to react to, without obviously showing it, but basically being like you could find it in some places like this and this or whatever. You know, kind of, you know, being like if you want to, you can find it, but I'm reacting to this, you know, kind of thing. Maybe like showing like the most safest thumbnail slash like frame possible to like give you an idea, but beyond that, it's like, all right, it's just me and my face. Because they're a public lice or cousins with gorillas of public lice. Well, bro, it goes beyond that, dog. There's literally like Greek, you know, sculptures and slash like, you know, art and stuff that shows us, you know, doing that with goats and stuff. But like, the human race is fucked up, dude. And you don't think that these, you know, by the way, these Epstein fucking freaks are doing the same shit. I watch, you know, like the Epstein weird like child shit is like really the least of our concerns. Watch them have like weird ranches where they literally have like their own little. Like, oh my god. Probably a topic to move on from. Like, this is getting ridiculous. Not even gonna lie. Like, why are we on this right now? Really doing this, but I need a fuck mook with some of that spirit. Okay, like this bad. This is getting ridiculous. Jade advanced Americans aren't being grateful about the diarrhea outbreak. Is anyone going to stop to say thank you to Bobby lately? Not just that, but please and thank you. Please and thank you. Got to get it right. Please and thank you. You know what? Because it's unstoppable, bro. Just Dance Advance. Just Dance Advanced, bro. We got onto that from Joe Rogan. Oh, because of Fear Factor and shit. Oh, that's right. Well, you know what? See what happens when we start talking about Joe Rogan. We start talking about like his weird chimp brain ass and shit, and this is what happens. Okay, so this is what you get when we start bringing up Joe Rogan. Chunk, do you mind? Scoot your big old booty next to me. Unstoppable. Fuck emblem display. Can you quit it? I love you, chunk, but can you quit kicking me? Let's start scritching that booty. Oh, you're just like, oh shit, yeah, give me that spot. Oh, hell yeah. You're like, oh, hell yeah, I need that. Oh, big old chunk. Who's got your belly on? Oh my god, I hate to say it, but Nostromo Core should literally do like a little like version of this with JD Vance, bro. Oh my god, that would be kind of funny. I'm not even gonna lie. All right, Jesse, did you fuck on my letter or did I do it? Oh no, I did that. It's right over here. I don't know why, but I just can. It's literally like out of all the AI arts I've seen, like Nostromo Core is literally like the only one I generally love and actually like and find pretty funny. Now, there every so often it's not like a really good one, but you know, like not bad. But I mean, with all the ones that for a lot of them, I'm like, oh my god, this is actually like fucking amazing. He did one with fucking Mitch McConnell too and shit. And then Lindsey Graham comes. Oh my god. Okay, let's see. All right, Lindsey Graham shows up at one point in one of these, and I gotta like. All right, we gotta do it again. Wi-Fi hotspot, baby. Turn this bit back on and let's find it. Because this shit's too good. It's too goddamn good. Oh damn it. Found it. Perfect. All right, we'll do this real quick. Just turn it down for a smidge and do this. Stephen Miller.
Behind me is Mitch McConnell, the self-proclaimed Grim Reaper, which is ironic because presently the Grim Reaper appears to be knocking on his door. I overheard Trump telling Mike Johnson he's worried about losing critical Senate votes because Republicans keep dropping dead. So after that Alex Pretty fiasco in Minneapolis, where that treacherous bitch, Kristi Noem, so generously threw me underneath the administrative bus, I decided to be proactive and win back Trump's ear. Behold, the Necronomicon Ex Mortis, Natrum Demonto, commonly known as the Book of the Dead. Do I understand it? No.
No.
But apparently, if I read several extremely normal, totally not evil words, something supernatural happens, and Mitch postpones croaking until after the important votes. It's healthcare, leadership, and frankly, my return to favor. Now, let us commence.
Oh shit.
Astrata Montose Kanda.
Hey, Kash Patel on the heck, Seth.
Oh, we heard Trump say he's worried about losing Senate Republican votes, so we're here to make sure Mitch feels better. We brought Tylenol and Gatorade for him.
Oh, this one is for me.
Oh shit. The turtle has been resurrected.
Mitch, are you okay, man?
Mitch is with the maggots now.
get comfortable. This is where you rot. See you in Valhalla!
This is probably the most lively Mitch has
Is
been.
that you?
Why don't you come down here so I can suck your cock, pretty boy?
Oh my god, okay, that part is just too fucking insane. Lindsey Graham out of nowhere with that. From the grave, it's like, hold on, I need one more dick to suck.
Lindsey
What the-
Graham, is that you?
Why don't you come down here so I can suck your cock, pretty boy?
Christy Noam? Thanks for saving us.
I'm not here to save you. I'm here for him. He got me fired. Time for payback.
Just as Vance comes in.
JD, you just sawed Christy Noam in half. Whoops. I thought she was one of those Evil Dead things, too. Come on, boys. Let's get out of here.
What the fuck? What the, like, the lore, dude? What happened? JD Vance, what did you get yourself into with the boys? What happened, bro? What happened? What happened with that? Especially if Lindsey Graham, like, oh shit, like that guy's running around, be like, I need to suck your cock there, pretty boy. Like, holy fuck. I didn't realize like Lindsey Graham truly had it in him like that ladybug. Speaking of, apparently the reason why it was called that is because it had freckles around all of his dick and genital area. I'm like, that just makes me think he would have an STD or some shit. Ugh. That was bass. That's why I love the Nostromo core, because it's just too amazing. It's just too awesome. Actually, here. Let's find one more. Please and thank you, by the way.
Please and thank you. 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 Thank you.
Just like a little clown car. With all the Vancelings, too. With all the Vancelings. And by the way, you want to know what he does when he's out in LA surfing out and shit?
Everybody's heard about the bed.
Surf's up, dude.
Suits up, dude.
Get out of my way. Hey, I'm trying to surf here. Please and thank you.
Please and thank you.
You're insane.
Oh shit.
Let's go. What is your major malfunction? I spoke to Mitch McConnell for 20 minutes.
Do not drop a single drop of dog water.
Who's getting count tonight?
Dude. What was Vance get into with the boys, dude? What does our Veep do? That's my vice president, bro. Right there. That's the real vice president. Please and thank you. That's our true vice Veep. Our true vice president, and who will soon be our true president, potentially. Trump wants to try to undermine Just Dance Vance, but let me tell you, folks, it's impossible. No one can stop what is unstoppable. He's an immovable object, an unstoppable force, all in one. That's why I have to blame everything that I'm doing on him, to try and make it look bad while he's having all the fun. The Veep we deserve. Unironically, I really wish that guy was our Veep. Not actual Vance, but that Vance, I wish that was our Vance, bro. Please and thank you. I literally wish that was our Vance, bro. He's so much cooler, dude. All the crazy shit that he gets into, like, you know, haters will say it, say I. Haters say, bro. Haters will say. What time is it right now? I am tempted to have maybe a Sing of the Mall, but I'll have to do a little baby event to do so. And do I want to do that? Actually, I've been thinking about maybe whipping up a little something too. So it'll be something simple, just be like mac and cheese basically. So I got some baked bits and some other stuff, you know, for that. So, Could we put this up to a vote? Bevy voyage? Nah, I'm thinking more maybe intermission, maybe for a cook. Cook a little something. Kind of revive the algorithm a little bit, because no offense, but 2 viewerships, especially this late in the game with my it's a little like, damn. You know what I mean? But with a little cook, that'll bring people in. You know what I'm saying? I don't even think I need to bring this to a vote. It'll be a very short intermission anyway. It'll be like maximum like 20 minutes. It's just that the background will migrate, and I'll be more over there and a different spot and all that other shit instead of where I'm at here. Torch Stoach, no more dabs till tomorrow. I need to get, or maybe see if we have like some butane, because I found this, but it's out of a butane. So, because this is a really nice torch that I found on Tuesday. Mac and cheese yourself, fool. Well, I want, everyone to partake in my mac and cheese adventure. You know what? I'll at least finish this first before we do that. And then I'm gonna knock on my friend's, door and be like, yo, I'm gonna whip up something. Would you like some on top of your chicken? So I can maybe see how much I want to portion. So I'm also thinking about the chicken he did cook. I can shred that and then mix that in there too. And then I'm thinking about, honestly, making it kind of Cajun style, some Creole chili seasonings and stuff for a little tang. Plus, I already got like some for my work with our limited edition like stuff. And we got like this tahini sauce, which we're using for like our little like sweet chamoy shit for our work for a limited time thing. And I also got the chamoy ranch, which honestly, weirdly enough, is literally the only ranch I like right now, basically. Strangely enough. And what if I mix that in there? Oh my god, that actually might be kind of fire. Okay, well, it's settled. We're doing that eventually, but I'm gonna wait, until we kill that and all that good shenanigans. And we'll see what else, happens after that. I feel like the beans are expecting a walk and they're not getting one. I mean, I guess I could technically do one, but that would just delay the mac and cheese. Actually, you know what? I should probably hit up my friend to see if he would actually be down with some of that. Because a little mint won't be bad. This pretty much has been mostly chill day, but we also did mention and talk about maybe kind of some stuff a little bit. Probably a little late now. Plus, he's been having a little whack day, but maybe a little homie being a bro. Making some dank might be a good thing. And you're doing the windmill again, Vito. Big old boy. Your little windmill tail is so adorable, dude. Hey, I swear to God. Wow, that is literally a borderline kind of scenario, bro. Homie, that was... No, you're putting your booty on it. He almost put his booty on that whole thing. What's wrong with you? You've been kicking your feet around. Dip. Oh my god, this is my iced tea. Oh, I thought I could only get this shit in Texas. It's such good tea. Fuck Old Peak, fuck Pure Leaf. This is real tea right here. So good. Just 3 simple ingredients: sugar, water, tea. Tea. Simple as simple does, and it's just so goddamn thick. Oh, that's gonna be a nice, excellent compliment with that mac and cheese too. But actually, speaking of, let me know my buddy about it a little bit. See if he's awake. If